I don't understand. Both genders do either at-home work or extra work. Men on average work more hours than women do. Okay? Men work more dangerous jobs. So what about our unpaid hazard pay? What about when men step in to help women in DV disputes and get annihilated? How about that? Clown world. Guys, don't ever listen to this foolishness. And all they did here, because I have a couple of news reports, all they did is show that really that they aren't really needed in society. Because look, as all the lights are on, all the gas stations are still open. Okay? All the cops are all men. If there was a fire, they would all get put out. So, guys, what is this not the, and cook with me here, guys, is this not the most effingest thing that there is? All these women are literally sitting here doing nothing, and all the men are out there working. Crazy how that works, right? This is the most direct representation of all the foolishness that's with these modern women, right? Look at this. All these, the number that they said is 100,000. Iceland is 380,000 people. That means over a third of the country went on strike and nothing happened. Nothing changed. Clown world. Chris Mike's in the house. Max in the house. YZTech's in the house. Emoji Mr. bringing the heat as usual. Rashai Gamers here. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Good to see you guys. And yeah,
under the slogan,
it is about gender equality and how we've been doing this for decades, and we still don't have our needs met. Please.
Do you call this equality? Comprised of Icelandic women and non-binary.
Here's the there it is. I was waiting for it, guys. Here it is.
And non-binary.
Here it is. Listen.
Comprised of Icelandic women and non-binary people.
So, Icelandic women. Right? And of course they had to bring in the people. Isn't that crazy how they're assuming that in this case everyone is started out as a woman? Because guys, the last time I checked, there are actually men that identify as non-binary too. So could you say that by having the women strike be for women and non-binary people? Does that mean you're putting the non-binary people on a binary? So you're putting the non-binary people in a binary?
How dare you?
Are you actually saying that there's a difference between non-binary? Could it possibly be that usually men don't do that?
How dare you?
And as I honestly think that most of the people, okay, so guys, I call we obviously say transformers, right? Okay, but I call the other people GoBots, because remember GoBots were the cheap knockoffs of Transformers, right? And I honestly believe that the reason why the majority of GoBots are started out as women is because they realize that being a white woman doesn't give you the same victimhood as it did before. Because people understand how much privilege that white women have. They are the most privileged group on the face of the planet. Fight me. I dare you. What's up, Chris? What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Because I knew I had to check in for this one because you said this was going to be the topic.
What's crazy is that they had a day off in Spain too. So I'm going to talk about that too. Steve, what's up, man? Old school glass. Yes, make sure to drop a like on the stream. I appreciate that. I'm going to try and, like I said, send out the announcement and the and set up the StreamYard earlier, guys. Sorry, I just have so much stuff to do. But guys, just remember that we do sit in the asteroid every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 50304 is Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Clown World is just so whenever I see something crazy, which happens to be a lot as of late. And I'm telling you, guys, these 304s wanted to be modern chicks that want to go out there and work and be bosses and all this stuff. And then they got out there, started working these 40-hour work weeks plus with a commute. You know what they found out, guys?
For the night is dark and full of terrors.
It's cold out in these streets. It's cold, dude. The night is dark and full of terrors, man. Us men are not having fun out here. We aren't. Right? Men, we work because we have to. Because we know that if we don't work, we're out here on the street. And you also have men who do jobs that suck, that are so bad. But the reason why that they do it, knowing that the pay is it's dangerous, is because they know that the job has to be done. Clown World. Tactical. What's up, man? He says, wait, I thought Icelandic. No, whoa, Tactical. No. Iceland was rated the most gender equal country in the world the last 14 years straight.
And they're
exactly.
Still
Okay. Chris, everyone drop a 1 in the chat if you agree. And Chris, let me know if you agree. Cook with me here. Do you not think that if you asked every single woman in this crowd what equality meant, that they would not? Do you agree that they would each have a completely different answer?
Of course.
Facts. Yep. Guys, drop a 1. You think that all these knuckleheads right here wouldn't even be able to define equality, let alone agree on it. You know what I'm saying? And what they're going to do is move on goalposts so that Iceland can never have a truly equal society. Yeah, please. You guys, I've been to Iceland. I love Iceland. Iceland's great. The people are nice. Food is good. Reykjavik's beautiful. But who would have thought that this much knuckleheadedry would be going on in there, dude? Seriously.
Also sought to highlight gender-based violence and women's rights.
We need equality, we need justice, we need freedom. So this is a message here from.
And what does that mean? What's her name? Thorgordogor Katrin Gunnarsdóttir.
We need freedom. United women all over the world, but also men all over the world.
Oh, please. Come on, dude. Come on. Guys, any man out there that supports this and thinks that somehow you are going to benefit from this, I got something for you.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run on muck.
Because all this is what I think. Actually, let's finish this and I will tell you what I think that their goal is, okay? Because this is not just anti-male. This is anti-capitalism. This is anti-reality, okay? Here we go.
All gender all over the world.
Even Prime Minister Katrín Jakobsdóttir took part, saying she would not show up to work. Her cabinet has an
Gee, you see how nothing changed? Because he probably doesn't do anything anyway.
even split.
You know what else? It's funny. People go, and Chris, let me know if you've heard this argument. Well, why is it that when women run countries that they run better, and New Zealand during the cough, blah blah blah, right?
Oh no, that's
men. Hold on, men. Let's just somehow say. Let's use the friggin' dream machine. Let's say that was true. Okay, let's just say. A woman might be giving the orders, but who is the enforcement arm of those orders? Who is the one that actually gets stuff done? Men! Is a woman really running the country if the men are enforcing everything she says? Because it's not like New Zealand all of a sudden had a female prime minister and then fired all the men, all the male firefighters, search and rescue, miners, all of that stuff. No. You know what I'm saying? Now you had a woman giving moronic orders instead of a man giving moronic orders. And I don't want to get into this, guys, but look at what's going on there because they were locked down for so long in New Zealand. Look at all the mental health problems. Look at the economic issues. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely insane. Tactical says they don't want equality. They already got that. They want special social privileges. Yep. Looks like Odin needs to drop the hammer. Seriously, man. You have freaking Thor throwing Mjolnir down on there and blow the island to Kingdom Come, dude. Jameson, what's going on? What's going on? Here we go.
Female and male ministers, with nearly half of the members of Iceland's parliament also made up of women. Iceland has long been regarded as one of the world's most progressive countries when it comes to gender equality.
There it is.
For more than a decade, it's top.
This is proof that you can't please these people. These uber leftist, woke progressive types, they are never pleased ever. So why even try?
The World Economic Forum's Gender Gap Index.
Yeah, old school glass. Where are we? You are correct, dude. Look at these guys.
Beta.
What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, 7 guys.
Beta. 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 Beta.
There you go. We had to sum all of them up. You know what I'm saying? Look at these idiots.
Gap Index. Despite that, the average wage gap between men and women is 9.1% in 2022. In some industries, women earn at least 20% less than Icelandic men.
I think this day is for all women in Iceland.
Are they still on that wage?
I am lucky that I am working.
Of course they are, but here's the thing.
Oh my goodness, bro.
But the wage gap in Iceland is even worse. I'll tell you why. I mean, worse, but it's because remember that we're talking about earnings and not pay. They're saying a pay gap. There's a wage gap, which is different. And I'm going to tell you this, why. Iceland is mostly a tourist industry country, okay? So all these touristy jobs, they don't pay well. Hotels, shop owners, blah, blah, blah. But the minority of jobs that are not related to tourism are what? Fishing, mining, search and rescue, okay? Construction. Because that small industry, you have to pay. Think about how dangerous it is doing any type of blue-collar job in Iceland. Yeah. Think about it. Yeah, geothermal stuff. You can blow yourself to Kingdom Come. So they have to pay those jobs exceptionally well. Let's just give it 70-30, right? 70% tourism, 30% everything else. That other 30%, the earnings are so much higher because you got to get those dudes to be out there working in negative 15 degrees. The country's called Iceland, for Christ's sake.
Man.
You're not going to catch me out there trying to go fishing or freaking building buildings or even landscaping. It's cold in the morning in Iceland. You're going to go out there and push a lawnmower, please. You know what I mean? So, but these knuckleheads right here are too dull, to actually understand that.
Working at a company that has equal payment both for women and men, but I'm here for my daughters and for all other women.
Are you going to have them get into science, technology, engineering, math? Of course not.
Strike organizers hope by calling attention to gender disparities in Iceland's supposed equality paradise that...
Oh, that's a woman. I was kind of... I had the beta ready, but that's a woman. There you go, dude.
Well, action can be taken to tackle issues affecting women. Madison Watt, ABC News.
Okay, so this is what they want to have happen, okay? They want to take money from the men that are working on the oil rigs in Iceland, that are working on the fishing boats, that are building stuff, that are doing all of that, working on the geothermal plants, and they're gonna try and do to those men what they've been doing to the men's soccer team. But it's never gonna happen because of this beautiful thing called capitalism, guys. Men are not having it when it comes to risking my life. See, soccer is soccer, okay? But you are not going to have me go out there and risk my life on a fishing boat in the middle of Flugen, Glugen, Glorgen, Glorgen Ocean where I can get swept off and freeze to death. You know what I'm saying? And then give my money to some seamstress. It's not happening. I'm going to drop the link to anyone who wants to come on up.
Yeah,
Don't be
but
shy.
it looks like they're never going to give up that ghost.
Never.
They're always going to argue this, even though we've explained this, so many times.
But
so
there's
now,
one thing I can say, Chris, is at least the effingest morons in the 60s had a clear goal, right? They had clear goals, and they had clear, just like the civil rights movement. They at least had like a manifesto and clear goals. Then they said, wait a minute, we got that, but we need to keep the fight going so we can keep getting money, resources, and influence. So now we're going to use these nebulous buzzwords, right? And never set any goals, never set any time frames, never set any of that. So they can just keep getting money, just like building lesbians' mansions. That organization, they never had a clear goal. What are you saying, Chris?
Oh no, I was about to say basically now it's pretty much established that effinists basically they want equality of outcome, not equality of opportunity.
Prime Minister of
That's basically their main goal.
Yep, and all that means is that we can all start running the race at the same time. Tactical stops, takes a shit, get some Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? Gets a girl's number, and then we all finish at the same time. That's clown world. Why? Why would we even run the race? Why? Anyways, tactical. What's up, man? Let's see if your mic is working. I know you were having issues the last time, so make sure that you're using headphones, man. Let me see.
Of Iceland joining an estimated 100,000 women.
100,000 women out of 380,000 people. 100,000 stopped working. And look, guys. Now you look, guys. Once again, we know what would happen. Hold on. We know what would happen if the men stopped working, guys. We don't need another hero. No, it would look like. Hold on. The Road Warrior movie. What is that?
Oh dear.
That's what. This fucking guy. Hey, this is a good movie, though, man. You guys haven't seen The Road Warrior, man? This is a great flick, man. It is. It is. All the stunts in this, man, totally good. Really, really, really good. Yeah. I'm telling you. I read a case. I read a case of this guy. He was a former CEO, Carlos X. What's up, man? I read a case. There was a guy. He was a CEO of a fairly large company. Do you know who the HR department was? Chris, can you guess?
What, like all women? Basically?
No, it was him.
Oh, he was?
He said his whole time from when he was CEO to when he retired, he handled all the HR himself. All the hiring, all the onboarding and everything. So why do you need a department to do this? And he had
like,
hundreds of employees, hundreds. He said, I did it all myself. It's like, and now his company, he isn't, he retired, but he said they have a whole staff of like 7 or 8 people to do what he was doing himself. 2 days ago, I saw a vehicle that'll hold that tanker. If you want to get out of here, you talk to me. Yeah, man. Look at this movie. Guys, I would probably say to me, the 80s has more classics than any other decade of films, man.
Oh man, my taste in movies are terrible, dog. Like I like you know what movie I really like a lot?
What's that?
It's messed up that I really like it because I find it so funny. You ever watch outside of Apocalypto, like the obvious stuff, but like have you ever watched Django Unchained?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That movie is hilarious, dog.
Look, I like westerns, right? I love westerns. Unforgiven, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. 510 to Yuma Tombstone, and all Django is a western, just in the slave days. You know what I'm saying? That's a great film.
And and even I liked all the I really like all the bad movies that were actually not good for us to watch, like Menace to Society.
Hey, man, those are good. Those are good. Those are good movies.
Harlem Nights.
That was good too, man.
New Jack City?
Yeah, New Jack City. Boys in the Hood. Higher Learning. You remember that?
I liked Higher Learning more than Boys in the Hood, honestly.
Yeah,
In her country, on a 24-hour strike demanding full gender equality. More than 100,000 people showing up at a rally in the capital, Reykjavik.
Look, there it is. All the policemen are all men.
Oh dear.
Look at that. I've been
calling
here.
for the wage gap to be closed.
Oh yeah, because they can just close the wage gap. Clown world.
Statistics: Iceland, women on average earn 21% less than men. Today's walkout is the first such event since 1975, when 90% of women refused to work, clean, or look after their children, expressing their anger at discrimination in the workplace.
Think about how crazy that is. They said, we are not going to even look after our own children. That is how crazy that these 304s are. That is how crazy. We are going to not even look after our own children.
Oh yeah, but by the way, have you there's like this trend in America now when they're talking about, raising kids, it's like unpaid labor and they need to be paid. I'm like, we lost it, dog. We lost it.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's like the whole cough time. Women have been disproportionately affected because it's been women that have had to drop out of the workforce. They chose to. First of all, most of these 304s are single moms anyways.
Yeah.
And second of all, if there is a husband and a wife, unless the wife is making a significant amount more than her husband, which is like 7% of the time, if they're making equal or he's making more, who's going to choose or want to friggin' stay home? I have heard in the last, especially since the whole Kevin Samuels thing, I've heard more women in the last 3 years talk about this housewives thing now. They want to be housewives. How is it they went all the way around in a circle? I don't, you want me to actually stay home and cook and clean?
How dare you?
You want me to actually watch the children that I squeezed out onto this planet?
How dare you?
You want me to put a hot dog on a plate when my husband gets home from working 10, 12, 16 hours of usually hard labor work?
How dare you?
Please. Because if they actually wanted to be equal, you could say, look, I'm a guy, I make 170,000, 140,000, and she makes 45,000 or 35,000. Okay. You do the unpaid labor because You don't make as much as me. So you're making up for our difference in wages by doing those tasks. Sounds reasonable, right, guys? But of course, they don't want that. Women want credit for being ordinary, to working an ordinary job and doing ordinary things that ordinary women have been doing for the last 2, 3, 4,000 years. And here's the craziest part, guys. All these chicks now act like they're, and I'm gonna bring out the race card too. Hold on, I gotta bring it out. Because in our community, black women talk like they're we work hard. You ain't cleaning white people's floors. You ain't taking the bus. You don't have 8 kids like women used to do back in the day. 8 kids, get them up, get them ready to go to school, jump on a bus for an hour and a half, go clean white people's floors, take the bus home for an hour and a half, and then get dinner ready for 8 kids and your husband. They act like they're in a worse time than the women from 1910, 1920, 1930 clown world.
Can you hear me, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, all right. Hold on. He got the technical difficulties figured out.
Yeah, man. I'm a freaking caveman. My apologies, gentlemen, but continue.
Nah. It's just gremlins, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just wherever you are. It's a whole combination of things. You know what I'm saying? So, What's up, man?
No, not much, man. Just being on my grind, just working, staying out of trouble, stuff like that.
But hey, can you chime in as a military man? Because they have equal pay in the military. And can you elaborate on how much work you've seen male soldiers do and how much work female soldiers do? And yet you get paid the same?
Yeah, so a lot of the times, let me see if I get closer. All right, yeah. So a lot of the times, we kind of get paid in a sense like salary. So it's not like by hours or whatever. So what happens is a lot of times we stay past like 1700 or 5 o'clock for you guys. So we'll be working till like 7, 8 o'clock sometimes, depending on what the mission is and whatnot. And a lot of the times it's just basic physical labor, and oftentimes the female soldiers do work, but like generally like the heavier stuff, the heavier lifting shit, the male soldiers are the ones that generally do it. Period.
Damn.
Like it's really rare. Like in terms of I don't want to say they're lazy, but it's kind of like the real.
No. Oh no, you can say it.
Yeah, like it's not necessarily. No, it's not necessarily like lazy, but the way we manage it is we kind of put the female soldiers to do simple shit like the
tactical.
Lazy.
But what's the point then of having female soldiers? I never got this.
So the way I see it,
wait. We know that. Look. You're a soldier, and you don't want to talk disparagingly about your fellow soldiers at all. But Chris and I aren't. Yo, what? I'm opinionated, dude. And there was another guy, tactical. Who was the other guy who was on the line? There was someone else. It was me. It was a while ago. It was me, you, my friend Abel.
It was a Marine.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. I remember him.
Yeah. He was saying that there was one time. Do you remember they were supposed to unload some like big ammo truck or whatever, and all the women were all like kind of lagging behind and waiting for the men to start doing it, and then their CEO was like, you girls get over there.
Yeah. It's hard for me to explain. It's like you can tell, like if you were observing like on the side, right, and you were watching us work, certain people will kind of gravitate for certain aspects of the job of the work, right? So if we're like unloading like a giant ass tent that has like a lot of stuff, right? You'll notice kind of like, hey, it'll be the male soldiers that actually pick up the bulk of the tent, and then they'll unfold it. They'll pull all the pieces out, but then the females will come over and they'll be like, all right, we're going to like find the spot where to put it. We're going to like, do the measurements, like the brain work, while the males do like all of the actual physical work. I I get it, kind of like I understand, because it's just like, hey, I'm a fucking brute. My bad for cursing. Like, I'm a brute. You know, like, it's easier for me to like, hey, do all the thinking and then just point to where I need to go, and I'll do it that way. You know what I mean? It saves a lot of work. It saves a lot of time in regards to that.
I know, dude. I'm sorry.
yo, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah. What you
That's
described,
fucking clown world, dude.
you might
I
as
try to not cuss. And go ahead, Chris.
Tack, you might as well just get midgets that could do that. I mean, this is like,
Well, yeah, so here's the thing about that, right? So even though on the surface, as far as the actual physical work and pay is concerned, yes, there is some sort of disparity in terms of which gender does the most physical labor, gets most of the work done, or whatnot. But on the flip side, what it is whenever awards are handed out, meaning like, so if you're a soldier and you're like a specialist and you want to get promoted, right? There's a point system that you need to get a bunch of points for. Generally speaking, because the male soldiers do most of the physical labor, we're more visible. So we get like the awards and go, hey, this award is worth like 10-point promotion points. This award is worth 5 points.
Well,
So we generally get promoted a little bit faster, regardless of whether or not.
Well, because I've seen literature that's not true. Because the reason, all right, there was a video that I'll try and find, and it's saying, look, like, hold on, where
You're talking about the PT test, the point system for the PT test.
That women wanted to be in combat because they thought that if you're in combat, you will be promoted quicker. But they interviewed this woman that's in the Marines. She's an officer.
Hold up.
Saying,
before you continue, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's two different things. The woman in the Marine Corps, I know the exact video clip you're talking about. What she was saying was that the DOD, Department of Defense, they actually did a like peer reviewed study where they took a team of male infantry soldiers, then they took a team of female infantry soldiers for the Marines, and then they took a team of male and gender mixed soldiers, and he put them in combat scenarios, right, where they had to do tactics and stuff. And what it came down to, basically what we already know, is that the all-male team was far better and outclassed the other two groups. They were faster, quicker, more aggressive, more tactical,
and less injuries.
Yeah.
The injuries. What I was saying was in this one, though, she was saying that the reason why people argue for having women in combat is because they think that men get promoted quicker. But she's saying that every time that they've looked at this, even though let me finish.
Okay,
even though women were in support roles, they get promoted at the same rates. So there's no need to have women be in combat if in the roles that they're serving, and now they're getting promoted at the same rates. And that's what this interview that we're going to watch is saying.
Okay, hold up. Let me explain. So I don't know how the Marines do it, but the way the military does it is, all right, so each MOS, military occupational specialty, right? Basically your job in the military, there's a different like point system, right? So let's say so I'm a 68 whiskey, I'm a medic. My point system is like 500 something points that I have to accrue due to my PT test, my weapons qualification, my certifications, my education. They add all that up and they give me a certain amount of points to get promoted. When you said combat jobs, right? A lot of the combat jobs that we have, like basic infantry, their point system is very low. Like I'm talking about 300. And the reason why is because they're infantry. Like they need a lot of them to promote fast in regards to tactics and stuff like that. So that's the reason why, I guess, if you were to compare this to the military, that's the reason why they say, hey, the females get promoted faster in infantry, which is very rare. I've only seen one female infantry soldier ever in my entire career, and I've been in for like a good 9 years.
Okay,
that's possibly the reason why.
This, and you can see what she says.
The military review policies that restrict female members' service. The Marine Corps, that means integrating women into the infantry. This summer, several volunteers are the first women to train for the infantry and will join their brothers in arms this fall. But not everybody believes this latest step towards equal rights is a good idea, including a female Marine officer who has been on the front lines. Joining me now is Captain Katie Petronio. Good morning to you,
She's
Captain.
mad based. I
Good
can't
morning.
lie.
So before we talk about what may happen in the future, help me understand what women are allowed to do right now.
There's numerous support roles that women have right now. There are certain restrictions also, and that's what Congress is kind of mandating that we look into. Fields like infantry or artillery or tanks are areas that females have not been allowed to participate in.
So there was this push in the last couple of years to let women
by a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about, who would never ever go over there. It's just like the whole. It's just like the whole, in sports thing. Everyone wants to put them in sports, but they've never played sports before. They never will play a sport ever. They're trying to make changes, huh?
We have that issue in the military too. Continue. No joke. We have that in the military too.
World. That's just crazy, dude. You go into the military, you go, I'm based. You're wait a minute, something's wrong here.
do more to technically be on the so-called front lines. Do you agree with it?
No.
Well, there's really no front line anymore. This isn't conventional enemy. Females have definitely played a strong role in combat operations in a supporting capacity. My specific concern is opening up infantry for females.
Why?
It's definitely not a cost. The cost definitely outweighs the benefits.
There it is.
It's not going to help the individual. And it's not going to help the institution. We're a warfighting institution, and combat readiness needs to be at the front and foremost when we make decisions like this. And I don't think that this change is going to benefit anybody.
There it is.
But why not?
She just said it. She just said it.
Yo, gentlemen, I have a lot to say on this subject, but I'm gonna wait till the video is done because there's a lot of things that go into this. Continue.
Look at this chick on the left's face, guys.
Perfect.
It's completely lost.
Why not? There's an understanding or a misconception outside of the Marine Corps that preventing women from taking on these roles possibly restricts our opportunities for promotion.
There it is.
In the Marine Corps, men and women are promoted at the same rate. Mm-hmm. So the other question then I present is longevity. We're talking about opening up opportunities for females, but my concern that I point out in the article is that there's these gender-specific medical concerns that are going to come with opening these fields that I'm not so sure we've really thought about. And on the backside of that, there's going to be a cost associated with these medical conditions. And are we ready to pay the price for that?
Yeah, it's basically saying, look, I have a farm. Tactical has a farm. Tactical has a F-250 4x4 diesel truck that he drives around his land. I have a BMW station wagon, okay, with some freaking all-season tires on it, and I'm bouncing. What vehicle do you think is going to break down quicker? Because one is built to do it, and the other one isn't. It's the same thing with Chris. Chris, cook with me here. You saw the article where the women were because of the angle of women's knees, they are more susceptible to ACL tears.
ACL tears, yeah.
Yes, but it's like 2 or 3 or like 4 times more likely. It's crazy. There are guys that have played in soccer around the world that have gone years. They've only had one knee surgery or whatever, or none. Women are guaranteed to have knee surgeries. So let's just say that you're making the ultimate team. Why would you put any females on the team knowing that they're going to break down quicker and be out and cost you time? You know what I mean? Here we go.
Yes, that was my.
Now, let's finish this, and then Tactical. The floor is all yours.
About why you think that it's a bad idea, because you yourself, I mean, by all regards, you're a very high-achieving woman, not only in life but in the military. And what you point out in this article is that you went through some of the rigorous training that the men did. And what happened to you?
Look at her.
You see her head tilt? Look at her head tilt.
Look.
Oh,
I've faced a lot of weight loss, muscle atrophy. I also developed polycystic ovarian syndrome, which for me resulted in infertility.
Damn.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna talk about that.
It's a type of combat environment these days that's very strenuous, and I was only doing a portion of what our infantry brothers do. I'm physically fit.
There it is.
Definitely one of the top in the females for physical fitness. However, I degraded. And of course, I understand that every female is going to break down at a different rate, but
they're
our male
break down.
counterparts are breaking down also. And I just think it's an unnecessary risk that we could be taking on.
So let me understand this. If, in fact, women are going to be on these so-called front lines, I know you say they don't really exist anymore, but just for terminology, on the front lines, will it be their own personal choice to be allowed to try it out, or will...
There it is, right there, guys. I forgot about this because I had this marked down. Do you see how she's saying, will it be their own choice? No.
They're not going to change it.
Thank you. Tactical.
Dude, oh my God. Yo, please let the video. I'm going to cook after this.
Yeah.
Will they just be commanded to do that even if they don't want to?
This will be a blanket assignment. So any female who joins the Marine Corps, private as an enlisted side, or as a second lieutenant as an officer, can be told to serve as an infantryman, and she will have to serve in that capacity.
All right, Captain Katie.
And that's what she's talking about. She said, you mean these women won't get special treatment? Special privileges? That's what they want. They want to say, we want to do this, but we want to do it on our own terms. You mean that we won't have a choice to go?
How dare you?
Yo, AJ,
Tactical, man, go for it, but it's all yours. The floor is all yours.
All right, I'm gonna draw your guys' attention just to give you context, right? So a few years ago, there was this big hubbub in the military, right? And it was basically the first, I think it was 2 or 3 female infantry officers that went to Ranger School or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a big story. And so it was a whole lot of hoopla, like, oh my God, the first female infantry ranger officers that went through RASP and all this other stuff. And come to find out, what happened was when they went through it, right, they were physically fit, but what was going on was they kept either failing or they kept getting recycled into some of the lanes, quote unquote, because I think it's a month process to go through. So basically what they did was they basically pushed them through in order to make this big statement stating, oh my God, the females, they can do it just like the men, blah, 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 blah. It was all bullshit. It literally got to the point where the men that were going through it, they almost staged a mutiny against like the trainers.
Are you serious?
Yes. Look that shit up. It's crazy.
I didn't know that.
For you to be a ranger, like that's like top tier, like infantry. Like it's not a game. It's not a joke. It's some real stuff going on. On top of this, right? I'm a medic, so I work in a clinic as well as in the field, like with the real dudes doing the real stuff. And what I've seen, generally speaking, in 2 contexts. Number one, whenever you see a female soldier come through, there's 2 types of MOSs, right? There's hard MOSs and there's soft MOSs. The hard MOSs are the combat ones, like the infantry, the mortar guys, the ones that are like in the field doing the shooting and the fighting. And then there's the soft MOSs or the support ones. Those are the cooks. Those are like, let's say, the engineers. Those are the commo guys. They basically support the hard MOSs. The military is about the hard MOSs, the hard jobs, the combat jobs. Generally speaking, whenever you see a female soldier, she's always doing a support role. You never, ever see them as part of infantry or mortars or whatever the hell it is. So generally speaking, you're either going to see them as a cook. They're in the what we call the S shop, basically the ones that are filing, doing all the paperwork and stuff like that.
In the gospel choir.
Huh?
In the gospel choir.
They generally do not do the actual hard stuff in the military. The positions are open for them. They can go be like, hey, I want to be infantry. You don't have to score that high on the ASVAB, which is the test that you got to take to get into the military. It's really easy to do. You don't have to be that smart. Nope, they never do that. You know why? Because with the mortars, you know how heavy those bullets are that they got to carry around and load up into the thing? Them things are like 50 pounds. So think about that. 50 pounds for like, let's say an hour straight of you loading them into the thing and shooting them off. Nah, they're not doing that. Generally speaking, they cannot do that. Like at all. Period. Bar none.
I mean, that's good. Because if the U.S. ever got into a guerrilla warfare like Vietnam, I'm sorry, but if I'm a guy, I don't want women in my combat unit.
No,
I know we're gonna die.
Done. GG. Yeah, GG. Done. Like for real. Like it's really like that. Like generally speaking, they only do the support roles within the military, and God bless them, whatever, right? But the thing is, in a real fight situation, they generally don't have the aggressiveness or violence to be like, yo, I'm pulling the trigger and I'm murking people like on the spot. They generally just don't have that. They, like none of them have grown up. They've never been in a fight. They never been in a fist fight. They never been in like a life or death situation where they got to go to point A to point B.
That the number one and two issues is one, the injuries, the breakdowns, right? So you have guys that can trudge and whatever for days and days and days and days. Women get injured, they get hurt, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And also, there's another thing too.
They get the periods,
but it messes up the dynamics. Men, we are pack animals, right? Once it's just a bunch of men around playing sports, paintball, airsoft, we get into that pack mode, right? Or if you guys have ever been outside of a bar and you and your homies got jumped, all of a sudden you're a pack, right?
The women run away.
Yeah, women don't fall into that. And if they do, here we have 6 guys and then one female, and we're all trying to run from some, bad people in the field, and then something happens to her, and we, instead of focusing on the mission, we're focusing on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Out of there. Oh, and here's the thing. Heaven help if a female soldier got taken prisoner by one of those people over in in a country that ends in Istan.
Jessica Lynch. The Jessica Lynch story. Y'all heard about that, right? Where the you know what happened? They took her prisoner, and they try to make it seem like she fought and did all this stuff. No, she just got captured, and then they had to stage a fucking rescue to capture her. That's basically what happened.
Like I said, you get into guerrilla warfare. You do Afghanistan, you do Vietnam. You go there. Like, this is not like where you can just walk in with your tanks and it's like a First World War. You got tunnels, you got mountains. When you have to survive off of the earth, like those they might know how to work like a tank or something, but they're not gonna know how to actually do real combat.
But I guess my point is this: we all saw when they during the Vietnam War, they had the Hanoi hotel guys that they were parading on film. You know what I mean? And they would come back, and we had to trade to get them. Imagine if those were women, American women that they caught. The amount of abuse. No, seriously, the amount of abuse. What they would do to them.
Yep.
It just wouldn't work. You know what I mean? It would be crazy.
You know what's ironic? Me and Pyro was on my live stream last night. We were talking about this exact scenario, and this is why, me personally, I would be safer in a jail than being in a war ditch with women.
No, serious.
Like, really.
You're gonna die either way. It's gonna happen to you either way. Like as I said, like if it was a draft and women were being chosen, and I had to be in the infantry group of the women, I would just shoot myself at that point because I'm not gonna have my enemy die by my.
I guess, guys, my issue is that tactical gets paid the same as these women. There are women that are his same grade and getting paid. And the men are doing things where you could lift the ammo crate wrong and herniate 2 discs in your back. You know what I'm saying?
With body armor.
No work that's not risky work. That's how most of the men that I know who are military dudes end up getting hurt. Is like they had just jumped out of a plane or got back from like deployment, and there was explosives going off. They made it by the skin of their teeth, and then here, son, pick that up. And next, they're back.
They can't do the. So we do like one of the things as a medic, right? When I was in a clinic, we have the thing called medical discharge, right? And so one of the main reasons why female soldiers get discharged from the military for medical reasons is because of hip fractures. Is because their bodies are not designed.
Not meant to do it. Facts.
Yeah, they're not designed. Because think about it, like, so the average weight that a soldier carries, right? On just the rucksack with the weight, it has to be 35 pounds dry. What I mean is without water. So you can't drink like 5 pounds of water and make it 5 pounds lighter. Like, it has to be 35 pounds light. And that's not even talking about, like, let's say like if you're in special operations where you have to go through the Q course and whatever, and theirs is 45 pounds. So a lot of these soldiers, they come through and they get hip fractures because their hips and their bone structures are not designed to be able to do a 15-minute mile with 35 pounds of weight on their back with body armor to be able to do that. Generally speaking,
that's the only positive thing about that real femme sapien girl, that grifter that's on YouTube. She used to be in the military.
Yeah.
And she was talking to all these 304s who were on some podcast about strong. And she's like, no, you're not. She was in the military. She said her hips are still jacked up to this day. She said, dude, all from being in the military for like, she was only in for like 5.5 years. She said that she went in thinking she was some girl boss and all this crap, and she's still injured. Because let's check out how this minute and 12 seconds right here sums up women in the military right here.
Please don't tell me she's gonna jump.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fuck.
You see, imagine enemy are shooting at you at that point.
No. You're the guy. No.
I hate it here, guys. Send the asteroids. Send the asteroids. That is light work right there.
Jesus Christ, that is embarrassing.
She's still going, dude.
She gotta go back home after that.
Look, the people are laughing.
Sì, infatti.
Here it is. Look. There's tactical. Actually, this is tactical Spanish cousin. Tactical Juan.
But on a serious note, this is.
Here it is.
What did I tell you, fellas? You do this in Vietnam, and you have a guerrilla warfare. They're shooting at you, and she can't even get a missile to blow. At that point, you just go stay home.
Yeah, just wave the white flag, dude. Just wave the white flag. But here, guys. So this original topic is: do women can contribute anything to society? And I can think that we guys drop a 1 if you say no. Because I say, but no, honestly, and what I mean, let me give you some background. Society has to run. We aren't talking about no philosophical arguments or any of this. Oh, they kind of like how these 304s say they can talk life into their man or all this BS. Okay, I'm talking about. I'm talking about straight up benefit to society.
Oh, you know what? I think I know how they can benefit in today's society. I got an idea for you.
Oh boy!
So, have you guys ever watched the Book of Eli?
Yeah.
So, do you know how like they use like the woman as bait to capture? So
I hate it. Just do it.
Like, look, if
All right,
times get
finish.
tough, if there's times get tough for me, I know a couple of women that like me. I would have them do stuff like that.
That's usually how it turns out, though. That
facts.
Society collapses, and that's what they fall. Like you have you been seeing the stories of California where there was like for some reason like a bunch of women are just like prostituting themselves in California.
Here. No, watch. New York. Hold on. Because I'm going to do a video on this. No, it was New York.
I remember.
Whoa, hold on. New York.
Was it the New York Post that made an article about it?
Oh, here it is. Because here it's a perfect storm of lefty foolishness. They let these migrants in. There's inflation because of a weekend at Bernie's in the White House, and then they defund the police. So guys, watch this. Watch it. This is what happens when society goes. And then here's the thing: the 2 points. People don't understand. The more that the society goes to crap, women suffer the most. Okay, we need time. Women are good in times of comfort, of abundance, but the woke policies ruin the abundance, and it makes things worse for women. Send the asteroid. Number 2, what people don't understand is when things like this happen, places like New York, it's such an example. It's like a virus. It's like a political virus. What one woke city does, all the rest of them do.
Yep.
So,
like a cancer.
During school hours, they're out. All the prostitution is taking up every single block.
304
out with their pimps, and they don't care.
Jaylene Lugo is 14 years old and taking the number.
No 14-year-old should have to see this. You know what I'm saying? That's sad.
It's honestly just like a third world country at this point now.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
But that's the goal. That's the agenda.
For the first time, with a Kirby doll on her book bag. Her walk on Roosevelt Avenue is a jolt out of childhood innocence.
I've seen
teenage boys. I don't like this slut shaming.
There you go, dude. Guys, make sure to drop a like on the stream. That's hitting the old thumbs up button, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the support, guys.
These are strong, independent queens here, all right?
Facts. Yep.
They're people too. They're people too. Yeah.
We need to legalize this.
Yes. Emoji Mr. Yes. Yeah, he emailed me this. Yeah. So I was gonna do a video on this. And guys, hit up my email. If you have anything that you want me to cover, I do get your emails. I try to respond. Sorry if I don't, but
street. Men are led downstairs to a brothel on a regular basis.
This is turning into a red light district in Bangkok.
Are you slut shaming these?
All thanks to Eric Adams. All thanks to him. This is his fault.
Guys, one at a time. Okay. Okay. So tactical, you were saying.
Yeah, this is all thanks to Eric Adams. He's now, I think he was this is the new BS. He's
getting sued too, right?
Yeah, no, he was calling out the Biden administration, deflecting the blame onto them for what's going on with New York, because now they're filled beyond capacity, and all of the illegal immigrants, all of the crime, all of the prostitution, it's basically draining New York City dry. And then after that, after he kept calling the Biden administration out, you know what happened? He so magically got hit by the FBI and raided, and they took his phone, his laptop, and his tablets. And this is the second time he got raided. So there's a lot of stuff.
No, they whipped the last. The
Biden
administration whipped the last from Eric Adams. He's practically enslaved to them. So they every time they get out of line, these governors. The Biden administration just whips the lash and they all fall back in line. And they're like, oh, yes, master, I'll do I'll do what you say. And so it's literally cool. And so
Look at this.
but I
Look at this,
mean,
guys.
they haven't woken up. No black person is woken up. They know that they're getting replaced by all these migrants.
Guys, hold on. Everyone, hold on. Look. This is what I was talking about. Look. Look at this. NYC residents sue administration for holding up their food stamps. Look at that.
Because they go into the legals. It's all going to the legal.
Yeah.
There's an article that came out that said only 2% of those migrants in New York applied for a work permit. They're all just there freeloading.
Yeah. Well,
just 2%.
Well, we know what the women are doing. Dude, we all know what the women are doing, guys.
Yeah, they're making that money. They're making it rain.
But
between the
AJ,
legs and from the pocketbook.
One at a time, guys.
Oh, my bad. But AJ, to be fair, they're not doing anything different than what the Ukrainian women that are,
Facts.
So
Facts. Absolute facts, man.
That's the default. That's the default right there.
Facts. Yeah.
I wanna say something about the Will. So the thing is, I think on the street level, like the common day hood dude, they see what's going on, right? And a lot of them are going. They're supporting the color crayon guy from the last administration. They're now seeing what's going on. They're going, yo, we want
libertarian, independent, or orange guy. Yeah.
Yep. Or I thought we couldn't use the colors and all that stuff to.
Oh no, you could say orange.
Orange. Okay. Yeah, orange man's fine.
Yeah. So they're like the people doing the street interviews and the common everyday person that's not politically savvy, they're going, yo, we need that dude back. So on that level, they're responding. When you go to like, let's say, like the black stronghold, like the black strongholds, right? If you notice when they do the town hall meetings, right? Even them, they're complaining. They're going, yo, you betrayed us. You did this. You did
Especially
that.
in Chicago.
Yeah, like you.
Like I said,
they're not saying, hey, we.
What showed me the elections we just had the other day. The people don't seem like they're tired of the same policies. They don't seem like they're. So I mean, I don't believe it. They can complain all they want in all these town meetings, but they keep voting for the same policies. So I'm like, if they keep voting for it, I'm not gonna listen to them.
What I'm saying, what I think is doing it is this. And guys, yes, okay, bear with me here. What they said, blacks, we have been. I gotta break up the race card. We have been 13.5% of the population of the last 55 years. Why? Well, number one, baby deletion. Okay. 40% of all baby deletions are black, and black women are only 7.5% of the population. That's clown world. Okay. And the only thing that's been keeping our population steady is immigration from the continent, from the island. So technically that means that the population of black Americans, culturally black descendants of slaves, is actually shrinking.
Like I said,
think about it. And hold on. And now what I think is doing it is these migrants. I think these migrants are what's tipping it over. Because you have Chicago, but you have New York.
Vote, though. They can't. The only New York, I think, attempted to pass some sort of wild.
No. What I'm saying is that it takes a lot of morons to be directly affected by something to actually understand what's going on. Now they have migrant camps straight in their neighborhoods. These are all the same people who are saying, oh, these kids at the border are being separated, border policy, blah, blah, blah. But then Greg Abbott said, you know what? You want these people? Fine, take them. And now you see all these, especially black women at the town meetings when they voted 98%. Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever seen black women, not men, black women. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's how you know that there's probably going to be a step.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to end with this. 2017, 2018, we had the lowest border crossings. We had the safest border, and everybody was up in arms. All these black people were marching and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. they had what they're complaining about. Trump gave, I mean, not Orange Man gave it to them. So or he gave it to them, and they complained and they didn't like it. So I say give them all the open borders, give them all these migrants that they want so desperately, and let's see how 50 years when their generation is done, how they feel. You know, and the Hispanic population has not voted as left as the left has wanted them, and they're mad at that because they thought they could replace the black vote. That's what they keep holding on to this black vote. But once Hispanics are voting as left as black people, they won't care about black people at that point. They're voting replaced you.
And that's what you're. There are places like Compton, Inglewood, where that were historically black. Now you go to Compton now, and all you hear is like, what is going on here?
Yep. I mean, black people have been successfully replaced, and they've not woken up, and they're not going to ever wake up because they had the policies that would have saved the race, but they all marched. You know, they're like, no, this is blah blah blah. I saw the stupid people. I'm like, go home. I'm like, he's helping you.
I think a lot of it is they're seeing it now. Before, I remember during the 2020 election, right? The whole what was the whole thing was when the 2020 election was happening and we were starting to get the first numbers in. The I guess the female black icons started talking like, black men, y'all better, you're like, black men, you're gonna pay for this if Trump wins again and blah blah blah. Oh, my bad. If the orange man wins again and blah 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 blah. And I remember that, and I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? But now you're starting to see a very vocal segment of the black community, specifically the women, are complaining, hey, it's not safe where we're living. This is what's going, and it's starting to pop up all over the place. I think they're not necessarily drawing the connection, but they're seeing that the policies of, I guess, that particular politician isn't working. Do I think they're going to wake up anytime soon now?
Probably not. No, but here's the thing: you got to hit them where it hurts, and that's with women's spending. The thing about the last 2.5 years is stuff's been expensive. Eggs, all this other stuff has been expensive. These 304s go to the store. I'm like, what is going on? And now back to the video here. They have Hispanic 304s. What is it? I can't even say 304 in Spanish.
406.
Tactical.
Here we go. There we go.
70s all the way down to the hundreds. And all you're going to see are different massage parlors with women outside soliciting men. There's no moral compass anymore.
Pixel even found women sitting on mattresses.
Look at that. They're sitting on mattresses on the side of the street.
But they're saying all of this, but I think, you guys were talking about the voting and the policies, but I think it's too late to want Orange Man back. I feel like people have we've screwed the pooch. So to ask for Orange Man back to fix all of this, it's too late, in my opinion.
I agree with what you just said.
Here is my advice. Okay, that's what you need to do as men. And I know Tactical, you were in the military, so you were more affected by the administration change than any of us. But I don't know if you're gonna do career or not. But when you get out of the military, put yourself in a position where you are so firmly upper middle class. It doesn't matter who's in charge. My money, guys, my day job, I'm very successful in my day job. I'm like an Asian American where I just make so much money that it doesn't matter who's in charge. You know what I'm saying? You know how like Asians don't really care about politics because they just have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Asians care a lot about politics, though.
No, they don't.
No, they don't even vote, dog.
No, they don't.
They don't even vote.
And what's crazy is, guys, and I'm gonna get into this real fast. Asians try to get into politics with the whole stop Asian hate thing. Did that go anywhere? Hell to the no, to the no. And why, Chris? Why did stop Asian hate not go anywhere?
Because the narrative did not fit.
And why was that? Who was the one perpetuating a whole lot of the HATE crimes against Asian?
Oh yeah,
Melanin.
they were saying ninjas.
It was the sun. It was the sun people. It was the sun people.
Thank you very much. Yep. Thank you very much. You would see Tyrone giving, Quan Chi, the old Stone Cold Stunner, at the nail salon. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Straight
not
up.
Actresses outside a furniture store near 93rd Street.
Guys, don't be picking up no Hispanic girls in New York on a dating app, because Lord knows they've all been doing this, and they're actually trying to find someone to save the day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, AJ, just say my name next time.
Hey, you know what's funny? I thought about this just now. This could be a blessing in disguise, because
Facts.
Think about it. The passport bros had to go to other countries, learn the language, do all this and that. They brought these people here.
But they're gonna be westernized though.
But these
$30, $40. That's
it. These are all 304s, man.
Yes.
Look, if
these are life material.
Yeah, if you are gonna try to save one of these chicks and do some
Here I come to save the day.
foolishness, man, you are a fool.
No. Just saying, it's for a certain type of dude. They might be solving a problem we don't even know about. So for now,
that's facts, dude.
Yeah,
that's facts. Bro, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
But yeah, man, look, I already got my plans. Like I'm a low key dude. So when I get out, I'm gonna have my couple acres of land. I'm gonna have my little cabin in the woods. I'm gonna have my little homesteaded, my little garden, my little 3-legged dog, because I want a 3-legged dog. I got my wooden chair. I just want a 3-legged dog. He's not gonna run off. And then if I got someone attacking me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already set. The way I see it, I kind of agree with Chris and Will in regards to the Orange Man coming in, being the bull. I think we're over the horizon currently right now. And let's say he does get in 2024, right? Let's say he wins it and he gets in. I think the damage that was purposely done has already set in. And so we're in a steep decline right now.
This is going to be a 10-year fix, in my opinion. This is
at least. This is 50 year. It took us 50 years to get here. There's no way we can fix this in 10 years.
Well, but guys, hold on. But that's just the thing. Is look,
millions and millions have come in.
Hold on. All I'm worried about is giving men that are on the up and up the knowledge and the mental skill set to sift through the BS. See, here's the thing. I was on someone else's podcast. I forget who his name is. It's like Megan MGTOW, something or other. But he was talking about changing policies. I'm like, are you high? Are you crazy? Because we were talking about child support and alimony. I'm like, dude, that'll be the day. Yo, I will eat my shoe when you change the policies for freaking alimony and child support.
Well, they are. They are. I remember I kept bringing up in some of your other videos the whole like the child support thing. I'm kind of on the it's not going to change much until we go into a full scale collapse. That we're going through it right now with the banks closing down left and right. The like inflation, the power of our money, the petrodollar is about to be kicked off.
But even then, not having a replacement birth rate of population. I did the thing on the Japanese chicks who are going to jail so that they can be not lonely. You know what I'm saying? 70% of Japanese men are not participating in the dating pool in Japan.
That's pretty basic.
Wait, AJ, I got something even worse for you. Have you heard of what's been happening in Italy lately?
Oh yeah, the demographic decline is serious in Italy.
No, they said in 3 months they've had 0 births. 0.
No way. Ooh, here it is.
Where can I find that article? I need to read that.
Yo, look at this. Births in Italy hit a record low in 2022. Hold on, it shrinks further. Italy dropped to a low 400,000 2022. Italy's dearth of babies is considered a national emergency.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We all know. My bad. Go ahead.
Look, last year Italy recorded 12 deaths for every 7 births. Resident population fell by 179,000. What?
Yeah. Somebody put me onto this. This was a lady I know put me onto this. I was like, oh hell no, this is crazy.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
We all knew this was going to happen. Here's my question to y'all. Do y'all? I'm gonna assume you guys kind of have the same thinking on this. The fact that the pokey poke was forced on people on top of the current state of dating and gender dynamics, you think it's kind of odd? Do you think it's kind of odd that the math is not mathing right now? That the birth rate is dropping?
Well, more than anything, I think that in the West, people are just waiting too long to have kids. The average marriage age in Ireland is 31 years old.
Oh,
first marriage. So let's just say that like Will.
You can't even have 2 kids with that.
Yes, you can't. Whereas you look at I used to live
even
down
one kid is dangerous.
Sorry, I used to live down in Texas, right? And there was some Hispanic girls that you see walking around, and they were still kind of thin and cute with their little husbands, but they were like 25 and had three kids. You're supposed to have kids young so your body can bounce back.
Yeah, Texas,
You know
you
what
got
I'm
a lot
saying?
of babies.
But now even in America, the average age of first marriage is like almost 29 years old.
Well, that's counting blue states.
I still think that feeds into what I'm saying, like the imbalance in the gender dynamic, the radical feminism, all that stuff, on top of the jabby jab. I think generally those two things combined is the reason why globally the birth rate is dropping like that. Specifically,
so you think this is planned? Yeah.
I'm all up on that train.
Well, I don't think that. Okay, I think that the Western values are spreading more, and with that, with social media and everything, comes a decline in birth rate. Because hold on, but here's the thing, guys. Look at this.
Is it planned though? That's the point. Is it like is it just an organic event, or is it like?
Did you know that red states are having more children than blue states?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's
so in
mostly...
the next 20, 30 years, the South and other states, because remember all of these wokes in California, Washington State, whatever, they think, oh, you're actually asking me to have kids?
How dare you?
I think
you're asking me to be a mother and a wife?
How dare you?
Yeah, I think Pool kind of
you hear about this.
Hold on. One at a time, guys.
You hear about this decline, but if you go to like Mississippi, everybody's having kids. You go to Missouri, everybody's having kids. You go to Texas, a lot of people are having kids here. So I mean, I think it's just if you get out of the blue states and you go to a place that kind of are better economically wise.
Look at that. But the relationship shown here is clear. Orange man did better in counties with higher birth rates, and the difference is fairly large. With most weekend at Bernie's counties having a fertility rate almost 23% lower.
Damn, Biden's sterilizing people.
Crazy.
I think Tim Pool he brings it up every couple of videos where he talks about the birth rate. When he says in regards to the battle of ideas, he says we're generally going to win because the ideology on the left, the radical aspects of it, are inimical to like human society. So eventually, because they're not having kids, they're aborting their kids, they're doing the transformer stuff, and they're basically neutering their kids. What's happening is they're basically like deleting themselves, while the conservative values are gonna spread because they're having more kids. But he's taking the long road approach to like explaining how we're gonna win. I
mean, the Daily Wire has talked about this a lot. Of like, liberalism cannot exist with the population. Like, liberalism is to kill the entire population. And that's literally what liberalism has always been to. It's to destroy everything that is kind of helps families grow and population grows. Like you can't have liberalism and have a growing population.
Here's the thing. Well, hold on, guys, because WC Wrath, man, how you been? Death Proof is here. So I was talking about this the other day, and this is the reason why white women are the most dangerous group. It's just they can be empowered and be victims at the same time. Okay, they can say that in baby deletion, oh, it's not a baby, it's a clump of cells. It's a parasite. It's all these things. They totally dehumanize. They're trying to say that dogs give birth to puppies, cats give birth to kittens, but then human beings have a parasite or a clump of cells. That's crazy. But then once they are pregnant and want to have the baby, all of a sudden it's, oh, protect me and my beautiful baby and all this. How can you do that? How can you talk out of both sides of it?
AJ, are you trying to use logic?
I know, right? Yeah, right. Sorry, guys. I gotta get myself.
You've been had. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
But back to the original question here, right? As what do women actually contribute to society? Okay, honestly, like in the most, if I'm talking like you guys have all played Sim City or like Civilization or whatever, right? Where what you need, not wants, need.
Sandwiches and babies.
We'll start here, Chris, Tactical, and Will. What do women honestly contribute? Chat, drop what you think that they honestly, and I mean, no philosophical exercises or any of that. I'm talking actually contribute to society.
So in the year 2023, they offer nothing because they gave up their job. So it'll be like, okay, what is this employee offer to this job? But I quit already. So that's what they've done. So
they don't want to have babies. They don't want to make sandwiches, so they offer nothing. So the math.
and on top of that, they don't want to.
I'm trying to be
they don't
kind.
want to. They don't want to advise the younger woman on how to actually do things.
So misery loves company too much.
So now the older women are competing with the younger women. So they've given up their job.
I'm trying to be kind. I was about to say babies, bro. But you took
they aren't even doing that anymore.
Like majority of Gen Z women don't want to have kids. So if they don't want to have kids, what are they going to offer to society?
You messed up, Will. You messed up.
I'm not trying to be like mean to them, but if that's just the way the game works.
That's like their job. That's their job.
If you don't want to play the game, then you're going to be benched and cut from the team.
And what I'm saying is think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Back in the day, in the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, women were having 6, 7, 8 kids. Now you can barely get 1 or 2 out of them. Now I'm just saying. Like
my grandma had 11 kids.
Yeah,
my grandma had 8 kids. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
both sides of the family had like 8 kids.
If you can't get kids out of them, like what's the point?
Yeah, they're barely even having 1 kid. Like the birth rate is at 1.6 in the U.S. That means you're barely even like we're gonna pretty soon we're not each woman not even have 1 kid. So at that point, it's like, what are you providing to society? Except for consumerism.
Replacement rate is 2.5, I think. So yeah, they're not even replacing.
Jessica,
that's the world. I mean, the U.S.
When he says arts like singing and music, they can have talent. But I'm sorry, most arts guys do better at. Anyways, cooking, singing, writing music. You know what I'm saying? Most of the best artists, like actual painters, are male. Sculptors are male. Singers are male.
Even
but that's not even male. That's not even a point. The point is these things are not necessary for the survival of the species.
Facts. Yep.
At all.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, that was a nice try, but I know he had a good intentions with that.
Yeah.
And, you know.
No. I mean,
there's nothing.
I mean, I'm not saying this like to like be like a dick to the woman, but I mean like the population declines.
You're just being practical.
Yeah, if the population declines and it's no longer a growing population, and we reach financial hard times, like your art pieces are not going to do anything to your society at that point. And so it's like, yeah, you can draw a beautiful painting, but we need babies. We need people to work real jobs. Like I need you to have a son so he can be a plumber in the future.
Well, I'm
Can
still
someone
waiting to
respond to
hear
this Jessica Bull?
Jessica's cool. Jessica, I just want to know like what utility is there in the most basic sense to build and maintain a society? Okay, because here's how it works now in times of abundance, right? We have given women control. Okay, men built the house. Okay, men built the house. They did everything. And then we let the women have the keys. We're standing outside watching them flood the bathroom, break the windows,
burn down the kitchen.
Burn down the kitchen, knowing, hold on, knowing that we're going to have to be the ones to fix everything.
Facts.
I want to respond to Jessica Bo. Yes, women have talent and bring some utilities. If they want to use those talents and those utilities. Like if you have only certain utilities and you say, I don't want to do that anymore, I want to do something that's not bringing talent, it does not have talent and utility, then at that point you're a net zero, you're a drain on this society.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not saying that they don't have any utility, but they're refusing to do what they have utility for, the God-given utility. So
the MCU.
I think also I wanted to ask Jessica, are you a music person like myself? Because I'm a music person, so obviously I work with many women like that sing, that do instruments. I know some women that they strip and they work in the studio, but and they're talented. And they're very talented. Like, yeah, and they're very talented. You know what I mean?
What makes more money, them stripping or their talent for music?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point. You know what I mean? But but as as a musician, you want to give everybody that has talent the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about the society at large, if you're
the instruments,
exactly.
Let me ask y'all
studio.
Let me ask you a question.
Let's do statistics really fast. Save that point to tactical one. So that despite the empowerment of women in the workplace now in workplace, many blue collar industries are lagging behind. Do you see how they use that language there? Are lagging behind?
Yeah, because they're unable to man.
They're just fine. While women still dominate in such roles as health services and education, they count for less than 30% of factory jobs, less than 9% of construction. In fact, nationwide, women are 80% less likely to work a blue-collar job than a man. Clown.
Color me shocked.
It's funny because those are jobs that women used to do in the home.
Yeah, facts. Or
education,
on the farm.
Nursing, those are things they used to do in the house, but they moved out. They got all this freedom, equality, and what do they do with it? All they do is go on the outside of the house and do the same exact stuff they could have done at home, where they're less protected and everything else. And then
getting less out of it.
Yeah, my question to everybody on this panel: if this was an RPG, who would put a bard on their team? If all I'm being real. Like, of all the things that you can put on your team, who would put a bard on their team for survival? Nobody. Respectfully, it's like whatever. Like, I'm done with it. Honestly, like a lot of this stuff. Considering how I see the world and what's happening, what I think is about to happen, it's going to be pretty bad. I agree. Start making moves. Start setting yourself up for success. Get your pew-pews. Get your freedom seeds. Just prep and be ready. The women eventually. I mean, like the way I see it, this is all part of the cycle. We go through this all the time. Society is born, it goes up, it builds amazing things, and then eventually it starts to decay and collapse due to corruption. The thing we need to do as men is we have to prepare for the transition to what's happening, what's going to come next. That's the main thing, in my opinion, we need to start doing, because a lot of people don't understand. We lose a lot of people, good people, because of the transition. People are not ready for what's going to happen, and then that's when we lose people's lives. So start preparing for the transition, set yourself up, and be ready to roll.
Yeah, and what's even crazy too is to utility, right? Hold on, women's jobs most likely affected by AI. Look at this. You guys remember it? Look at this. Nearly 80% of women's jobs. All right, get rid of this. I don't know.
Jessica, I mean, you right, but like in any post-apocalyptic scenario, when society collapses, do you see any woman singing tunes in order to make money, or some chick who's a super ninja doing Olympic level gymnastics to, you know what I mean? Like,
or even then, when they look, hold on, guys. When we bombed the living crap out of Germany in the 40s, right?
Yeah.
Most of the men, the majority of the men were either gone or wounded, or like there was tons more women than there were men. Okay, tons. And the USSR too was like, there's a stat that says like 63% of all the Russian men born in like 1913 or 919 of that year, where it was the most that fought in World War II, 63% of them were all gone. They had to bring men in from America, Britain, whatever, to rebuild Germany instead of using the women. What did the women do?
That's what I'm prepared for. Let's go. End of the world
once again.
And I'm not vaccinated. Let's go. Let's go.
Look at this.
Max, I made the right decision.
Yep.
I mean, Jessica is speaking from a very subjective point.
Well,
like, yes, you can appreciate
but he
women's
did
art.
That is utility to himself, which there's a qualifier. But we're talking about society as a whole, and this all comes from once again this Iceland women's strike, where they put themselves in a trick bag. They showed that how ridiculous that they look, because they're sitting there on strike to say we're important, but society is running just fine. Society was not affected in any major way that matters when these knuckleheads were on strike. So all they did is prove our point. What are you saying?
Yeah, they're not the plumbers, the garbage. I mean, your trash is still collected. You're still going to be able to call the plumber if your toilets are, electricity if you have a blackout. Everything that you really care about is going to be fine. You might not be able to go to your local bakery, but your grocery chain will still be fine. You can buy some bread and make yourself a sandwich at home.
I make my own.
Oh, man. Hold on for a second. He mentioned somebody voice talent wise, Florence Ballard from the Supremes. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Oh, this guy is a real music buff.
He's saying Florence and the Machine. The group.
Oh, that's something different. That's something.
That ain't gonna matter
Chris,
anyway.
Are you really?
Skynet is gonna take over, and they're gonna mimic.
Yeah, guys, I don't like this whole AI thing. Honest, I don't want a driving car. I don't want any of that, dude. No, we have watched freaking Terminator. We watched 2001: A Space Odyssey. Man, come on, even Tron back in the day. I don't want no AI.
Florence and the Machine.
AJ, read that title, please. Read that title.
I haven't heard that.
AI jobs. AI threatened jobs are mostly threatened. Are mostly held by women. Yeah. Yep. Look at that.
Jesus Christ.
It's true. Look, this one says nearly 80% of women's jobs could be disrupted by and automated by AI.
I always thought the premise was that men's jobs would be mostly affected by AI or computer, automation.
That's factory jobs. That's factory jobs. But is a computer going to climb up a cell phone tower, crawl through the sewers, do HVAC, chop down trees? No, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You got to realize the thing about automation is that you have to make it not affordable. No. You have to make it to where it's damn, where it's not so expensive that it's not worth doing. So you got to make it affordable. Think about how much a robot that could go to someone's house, assess an HVAC, crawl through there, and fix it. How much that would cost compared to just paying Juan or Jorge to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that might be the future right there.
You know what I'm saying? There's gonna always be a human element to certain jobs, and that's why that episode of South Park where they're making fun of Kathleen Kennedy, where they were saying all the AI and everyone else was out of work except the handyman and all the construction guys, but they were like all big balling like Elon Musk and stuff.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
I love that episode.
Indeed, DC now. If you look at the rates for getting a electrician or
I'll be right back.
a plumber in DC, it's going up because a lot of young men aren't going into those jobs. So now here you are, like a 20-year master electrician, and your phone's ringing off the hook. You know, so yeah. Look at
I mean, Texas is not that bad because we still have the cheap labor.
Yeah,
but I mean, some other states are definitely going to be hit worse than others when it comes to not having the labor to kind of help with.
Well, what I'm saying is, anytime that people talk about women's value, it's always either some philosophical exercise or some abstract or whatever, because the cold hard truth is like, look, if you think about the most basic human value, right, of propagating and all this other stuff, there's a reason why in the end, hear me out, don't take this the wrong way, in the most basic sense of carrying on our species, men are expendable and women aren't, because men have to protect the women, so what few men are left can have kids with all the rest of the women, right? So if there's 18 guys and 10 chicks, 9 guys will die to protect the women and the other 9 guys, so those other nine guys can knock up the 18 chicks. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Or it could just be a DP session, but whatever.
But what I'm saying is that was the contract. Was men would work and provide and protect and get deleted, and men would risk their lives working and protecting, and women would risk their lives in childbirth, right? But they walked away. They said we didn't want to get married, be faithful, or have kids anymore. But we still expect you knuckleheaded dudes to go out there and give us everything. And guys are saying hell to the no.
Yep.
It isn't
They ripped up the unwritten contract between the genders. That's basically what's going on right now.
It was written in the Bible. I don't know what people think. It's unwritten. It's been written through the beginning of time, and that was the role. Like when Adam and Eve got out of the Garden of Eden, she was going to be bearing children and take care of the husband, and the husband was going to labor. That's how God intended, And so,
but the point is, people don't believe in God.
Guys, she said
that's also another problem.
She said, God,
how dare you?
you expect me to sit here in the garden and listen to Adam?
How dare you?
And you know what's so funny about that? Like I do. So I'm a Christian by trade, right? By trade. But like when I do like my studies on like other religions, like I'm into like I'll try to understand Judaism and stuff like that. And you look at the Old Testament and you look at the Torah, and when they give you the creation story, right? The creation story for them was I don't know if y'all know about the legend of Lilith.
Yeah.
Which religion is that?
Wasn't that like Adam's first
wife? So in the Torah, in their Genesis story, God originally made Adam and Lilith at the same time, and he made them equal. And so what had happened was, because they were quote unquote equal, they were constantly battling for supremacy, in a sense, like sex and positions and stuff like that. And so Adam went to God and he told him like, yo, this woman this other person that you gave me, that you created with me, she's like unruly, she's combative, she's antagonistic. Like I can't deal with this, what the hell's going on. And so he was like, yo, woman, I'm banishing you from the garden. And so she leaves.
Yo, guys. And Lilith said,
"That's my person."
Yeah, pretty much. And so when she gets kicked out the garden, and
hold on, tactical. She said,
"You think I'm drunk, but that's not it. I just have mental health issues."
Basically, so she gets kicked out the garden, and the legend goes.
Look, Jameson has a question for you.
Hey man, I made the correction on the spot. But the legend goes.
He knows a guy.
She gets kicked out of the garden, and she goes and like the devil was around at the time, and that's where demons and monsters come from, is because she made it with the devil. And then God was like, yo, I'm gonna create another mate for you, but this time I'm gonna create Eve from you. So that way there's basically a hierarchy, basically. So there's God, there's man, there's women, and then there's children. So even in those religious texts, there was an understanding that there's not going to be two equals in that relationship. There's always going to be someone.
So guys, this is actually just in time because next Sunday is going to be our next Rise of Christian Feminism episode. So let me know if you guys want to be on that episode. That'll be next Sunday. It'll probably be later. It'll probably be around 10, so that my friend Alex can jump on. He's the pastor from the Midwest who's always on. So yeah, just let me hit up my email and let me know if you want to be on. I guys, I'm actually gonna start do you want me to start a Discord for this channel? Let me know in the chat if you guys want a Discord for this, because I could make one. And
I'm too old for Discord.
No, hey, Discord is pretty easy. Like, surprisingly
people
easy.
use Discord for everything, man. What are you talking about?
I've never used it. So
It's pretty much like this in a sense. It's pretty much like this. Literally, one person posts the link, you click on it, and then you're literally in a chat, and you can actually see each other. It's almost the same thing. Like you can see each other's faces.
Yeah, but
you
it's
can
like
actually
private.
have a
You know what I'm
conversation.
saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, guys, I'm gonna start a Discord and drop it on the channel. So I'll make an announcement this week. I just got to make the Discord. So, raise our gamers on there. Carlos X is on there. Yeah. And then what we can do also too is we can do every now and then have Discord calls, right? And then we can all talk and not have to worry about language or copyright material or any of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, here we go, guys. Let's look at these Spanish knuckleheads. I wonder what knucklehead is in Spanish.
The push for women's rights was on display today all around the world. In Spain, traffic came to a standstill after women blocked traffic for a demonstration.
There it is. There it is, guys. These women blocking traffic. See? Look at everyone's trying
This
to
is why
get to
I
work.
carry my guns with me, man. I'll pull up. I'll be like, you guys got 5 seconds before I block.
They celebrated the day as part of a global feminist strike. In Turkey, female demonstrators brought attention to the plight of imprisoned women in Syria by sitting with their hands tied with scarves.
Hold on.
I mean, you can just as easily just throw a dirty diaper and into the crowd. I mean,
As
it
you can see,
really
these images
like,
of
that'll dispel them.
thousands of women are abandoning their paid and unpaid work to highlight sexual discrimination.
You know what? Wait, pause it for 1 second.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that TV? It's a Amazon Prime series called like Power, where like women like gain like
got superpowers.
I hope they didn't get that idea from. I have a feeling they watched that and they're just like, you know what, this is a good idea, because I've been seeing a lot more of this lately. I don't know what's going
The
on.
issue with women A lot of women is once they get power, they misuse it. You know what I mean?
It's amazing.
They are never benevolent when it comes to using power. They don't
Their
think
power
of
is for
the greater good.
vengeance
Yeah,
and selfishness.
Yep.
Man's power has always been for society and
Yeah.
for progress.
Yeah,
And
men
Yeah, go
always
ahead.
men are it sucks because we always tell men look, like you have to put yourself first, because if you want the best version of yourself monetarily, socially, mentally, well, then you are good to anyone else. But it's inherent within men to sacrifice for others. But you have to learn who to sacrifice for. Because it used to be the thing. Think of this. Men were okay with saying, look, in order to have sex, I have to meet a woman, court her, deal with her BS, deal with her family, marry her just to get the wall. And even if it's a chick that I don't like, I will stay married to her, have kids, and work a job I hate until I die. Or even then, how many? Drop in the chat if you know a guy who had dreams. He was on his way, and all of a sudden his chick got knocked up. And what did he do? He didn't take a scholarship. He dropped out of school. He dropped out of his sport, all to work some mind-numbing job, and until the day he died. That's what men were okay with doing, and women still walked away from that. They walked away from it to actually think that being out here working was gonna be great. And I said it once at the beginning. Guess what they found out, guys?
For the night is dark and full of terrors.
That's
Where'd you get that clip from?
That's Game of Thrones, man.
Oh,
it's Game of Thrones.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
What?
You remember the Red Witch, dude? The
white
Red
middle
Witch,
class
dude?
women or the White Walkers?
Facts.
Yeah.
Absolute facts, man. Absolute facts, man. And now you have
always
all these
complaining
girls.
about nothing, dog.
Yeah, all of these girls on TikTok and Instagram, and all they say.
I'm a very dramatic person, naturally, boss. I just found out I had herpes. My man broke up with me, and I just got burned $250. That's it.
Yo, Tactical, and Chris, were you guys on the stream during that video when we watched that crazy chick that was saying she had the herp, dude? That has to be one of the greatest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah. You showed me that the other day.
Yeah.
That was
gender
crazy.
pig out they're taking to the streets. Some women are also ditching their domestic duties for the day. For more, let's cross to our Madrid correspondent, Sarah Morris. Sarah, we've just seen some images of those protests happening this
Hey,
afternoon.
Jay.
What?
I would like to just say that Spain's birth rate is one of the lowest in the countries, the world. So these women are skipping out the domestic duties that they're failing at. So I'm like, okay, I guess the 5 kids, are going to be affected, I guess.
Well, I would rank, okay, one of the reasons why is because, dude, in general, Spanish women are not pretty. I'm sorry. Out of the European chicks, you got the French ones that are hairy and stuck up, and then you got Spanish chicks that are just like not cute, right?
No, Eastern Europe. Oh, that's
I would
the
say
Balkans.
Out of all the Hispanic cultures, obviously, what is it called?
Colombia.
No,
the Brazilian women, bro.
No, you're tripping.
About the
Brazilian
least
women, bro.
attractive.
They got big legs and big arms.
Guys, the least attractive. Here we go. Is Bolivians. I'm sorry to say it, but Bolivians all look like they work in the chocolate factory. Sorry to say it.
Base.
And then I would say Spanish women. I'm sorry to say it, dude. They are not cute at all. But Brazilians don't count because they are not Hispanic.
You mean pure blood, basically?
No, they don't speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese. What?
Well,
Hispanic.
Same shit, bro.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
No,
But
it's, I
like,
know it's not like specifically, but it's like it's an amalgamation of like Spanish, French, and a bunch of other stuff. It's a Spanish culture. Like
No,
it
it's
literally
not.
is.
It's
a lot of
Portuguese culture. Spanish. You're saying Spanish like from Spain, like they speak Spanish, whatever. They speak Portuguese. They're from
the culture is
Portugal.
Spanish.
It's a lot of there's a lot of Brazil.
Yeah, Jay's right.
There's a lot of
97% of the population speaks Portuguese, so they're practically Portuguese.
Filipinos are technically Hispanic.
Well,
If you think about it, because
the Spaniards were there and they went wild. Ooh.
What I can say is I would rank Brazilian chicks over Colombian chicks. Sorry.
Whoa! Stop it.
I know a lot of Brazilian chicks.
Side.
No, look, I've been to Brazil. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have been to Colombia, right?
Yes, join the dark side. Will, you have been outvoted.
I don't know, but Brazilians, it's a weird country to just classify as Spanish, only because if you like Brazil, they have so many mixtures of races of like.
But they don't speak Spanish.
I know.
It's not necessarily. I'm not talking about like the language specifically, but like.
But that's what Hispanic
something
means.
About
cultural wise. It's Spanish based. No, it's Portuguese.
No.
Hispanic specifically means that it comes from the Spanish.
All right, we get off the track here now.
Wait, but okay, and yes, Argentina. I've been there like 9 times. Has some beautiful chicks there. Argentina's nice, but Brazil is better.
Brazil I have to respectfully disagree.
Brazil, I would say Brazil is it's Portuguese, but I'll say this: Brazil is just a weird. It's just a weird dynamic because it's the race is so mixed. It's such a mix.
Yeah, they have like dozens of different words for skin color, and the craziest part about Brazil, guys, is like it's like. Luxury is on the inside of the city, and then you have the favelas on the outside. So imagine all of us just sitting, popping bottles, banging whores on a luxury apartment, and then you look at your penthouse and you see poverty for miles and miles around. It's so crazy. So, all right, here we go.
What are we expecting to see in the strike?
Well, we've already had the unions talk about the number of people, mainly women, who've taken part in these strikes. Some of the women have been striking for the whole day. Some of them are taking part in 2-hour stoppages throughout the day. 5.3 million people, say the unions. This was a feminist association that called these strikes, but it was quickly taken up by many of the political organizations, Podemos, the anti-austerity party, and the Socialist Party. And we've seen
of course the Socialist Party would.
Dude, I even said that like all of these movements, it's all communism.
Communist.
Yeah,
it's all communism. It's they're literally trying to destabilize the world. Like, period. All of these I call them subversive movements. That's all it is.
But see, I think that you're giving them too much credit, and I'll tell you why. Women oftentimes they want socialism and not actual socialism. They want a Lizzo to get the same guy as a Rihanna, right? The girls that are lazy, unattractive, overweight, you know what I'm saying? Weird. They want to be able to get this because remember, all of them want attention. Even lesbians want male attention. There are studies. I know, but what I'm saying is you're acting like these women would actually want like some type of monetary system change. Or they don't give a damn. They want to get rid of hierarchies when it comes to social status, looks, or whatever.
That's literally all right. So that's the umbrella is communism. What you're talking about is cultural Marxism.
Yes. What I'm saying is communism. No, because they don't want cultural. I mean, they don't want actual communism because that involves A, work, and then B, if it was collectivism, we would all just like when during the Great Leap Forward, all the women were working in the fields and being worked to death too. Oops, that didn't work out well for you, did you? So what I'm saying is, hold on. The people who actually worked in the real places that did this were actually, as wrong as they were actually trying to do actual change. These chicks, they just want to be able to have all girls be able to get free dates out of guys. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Like, but the thing is, so I say communism, right? But it's just a facet of it. It's specifically it's cultural Marxism. That's basically what it is. But if you ever read the Communist Manifesto and all that stuff, a lot of the writings of Karl Marx had to deal with marriage, the family unit, women being free to, like, we should share our wives because that's the communist thing to do. It's communism, but to them, it's not necessary. It's the leaders up top who don't use the label, but they spread the ideas, and then the women themselves not understanding the ramifications of the movements that they're a part of. They're the ones that are doing all of this stuff. But
it's just still emotional strings, really. They just pull on the emotions. So, they make them sound good, like, oh, you're gonna get free healthcare. Oh, you're gonna get paid time off and blah blah blah. It's and lazy people are always gonna, mostly women are gonna be like, oh yeah, I want that, and they don't understand the wide ramifications of it.
Here's the craziest thing about this whole ideology. Okay, people are still people. We're selfish. We make mistakes. Whatever. People want to depower and disarm the public and put all the power in the hands of a huge government, and then
minority
that government. Listen. But that they want to put the power of who gets what in the hands of people. People, even in that ideology, it's people that are making the decisions. You're giving all the power to a small minority of people and trusting that they know what to do. And then you're setting it up. That's where you're so disempowered. Like, you can't work. You're just trusting, if we just put people in charge, these right people in charge, everything's going to work out for all of us. Clown world. Absolute clown world. So...
Madrid City Hall and Barcelona City Hall, both who have women mayors downing tools. Now, we're expecting marches to continue throughout the day, and the big march is this evening as women rally together, also men backing them, because in many cases...
Jesus Christ. Are you serious?
Beta! No. Spain men are cooked. I mean, they're like UK. It's so bad.
We've seen that the men are having to be asked to do the work and also to do the housework, because this...
There it is. Beta! There it is, guys. There it is, right there. Right there. Men have to do the work and do the housework. She put it perfectly. So they want to sit on their asses and do nothing. Men have to go out and earn more money because we earn most of the money as it is, work more hours, put ourselves more at risk, and do the housework. Clown world.
And pay most
This
of
march is not about equality. It's about supremacy. That's always been feminism.
Exactly. Absolutely.
They want to be on top of men, and they want to do nothing and hold power.
Yes.
Make monetary policy. Take our paychecks.
Take,
and get and that's
it's all about cutting the power. You might ask yourself, guys,
how could they cut the power, man? They're animals. I want you.
Because they use these stupid, silly movements. And here's the one thing that I can say that women are better than men at. This is rare. Is whining and moaning and complaining and marching. Men don't. Men, we vote with what? Our wallets and our feet. We walk away, right? We don't buy a product. We don't make noise. We just leave, which is actually in the long game more powerful. But women they're the ones screaming at the PTA meetings. They're the Karens at the freaking the restaurants asking for the manager. They do these things in the short term to try and pressure these politicians into doing these stupid things that make it harder for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So
strike calls on women at home to stop doing the cleaning, to stop taking the bulk of the housework, at least for one day.
Fine. If anyone tried to do that to me, I would compare my salary to theirs. Like, all right, cool, okay. I make $140,000 a year. You make 25 working at Starbucks. Okay, you are gonna do enough work to equal out my salary difference. If not, here, how about I quit my job and we make it equal? You know what I'm saying? But of course they're gonna say no. Well, 0312, what's up, man? I said, well, I'm in at work. Let me look after the children and dinner. If they want, you might need to order food. Well, most chicks can't even cook nowadays, anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's facts.
Now, Sarah, of course, I'd say this as a woman. It's great to see that women are taking action in Spain.
Of course, you'd say that, you knucklehead.
Now, first of all, those Spanish reporters are full of cap. I haven't seen because I watch Spanish soccer, and as soon as those female reporters get around those soccer players, they don't be talking about none of that shit.
Yep, that's true.
That's yeah. I'm a
hey guys, didn't Miss Spain? Miss Spain is a right?
Yep.
That's how we know Spain is doomed, man. It's doomed.
Oh, you mean Mr. Spain?
I was confused for a minute there. I was like, what is Jay talking about?
Y'all heard about what was it? The Miss America beauty pageant? It was like some transformer that bought it off of Trump, and now it's going into
Don't say his name.
My bad.
Please.
The transformer bought it off of Orange Man, like I think in 2015. And now, like his recent story, now it's going into bankruptcy. Like they had to reorganize their financial assets, something like that, and it's about to collapse because I think the last two pageants there was like two transformers, one that won and the other one I don't know what happened to it. So it's like everything they get their hands on, they destroy. Like period, like bar none.
Wow,
it's freaking crazy. It's like, why do people not see like the pattern in like what's going on? Like I remember, I think I brought it up in one of the other videos. I remember, what was it, like 2010, 2012? That's when I started to see it. They started to like infiltrate all these different industries. Remember Gamergate, Elevatorgate, Shirtgate, the Atheist Plus community, all of these different industries, and then they get in.
Well, I can tell you that this much because I'm not religious at all, right? So that whole non-belief community, right? Like what I want to say around 2018, what happened was there was one person that was on like one of the major like atheist non-believer podcasts that was saying that Transformers shouldn't compete in women's sports. There was a huge blow up, and one of the biggest organizations split. Like this podcast had been going on. It was a public access show, and now it's a podcast. Has been going on since the 90s, and like half the hosts left the show. And now the whole non-belief, like atheist community is the pronouns and all this foolishness. And it used to be, there's people that I know who aren't religious that are Democrats, Republicans, libertarians, or whatever. It's just, do you believe in this stuff? Yes or no. Now it's become, in order to be part of this, you have to say the theys and the transformers, all that. In the same way, believe it or not, guys, veganism, the same way. There's two or three like knuckleheaded vegan.
Oh God, I hate vegans.
That I would follow. The thing is, I always try and follow the knuckleheaded side of things just to like know what I'm up against, right?
Bless your heart.
This one guy was saying that look like, why is it that he's black? I'm on the train in my city, and it's always black girls who are loud, acting stupid, and you know what I'm saying? Da-da-da. So he got uninvited to a vegan conference that he was going to speak at because they were calling him a racist.
AJ, can I ask you a
love
question?
that.
AJ, can
What's
I ask you a
that?
question?
Yeah.
So all of these organizations and whatnot, right? Who was the face promoting and pushing like the complaints themselves? Was it mainly men, mainly women, white women, black women? Who was the face of the ones that lodged the complaints?
I'm not sure because the thing is wait, in which ones?
So you said there's the atheist community, and then you said the latest one, the vegan, right?
Veganism.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those
I would
who
say
responded
that they're probably women. Probably.
Interesting.
Because here's the thing, and it's a whole stereotype about the whole atheist thing that there's middle-aged white guys, and most of the prominent ones are older white dudes, yes, right? But there are some women in there. But now it's like they're just trying to have all. If you're a transformer, if you're any type of anything, then all of a sudden you get this huge platform. It's like, what does this have to do with like a dialogue about like religion and separation of church and state? You muddied the waters now with like all this foolishness, and when it's so bad that it's caused a fracture. Intersectionality has made veganism. Vegans are the most hardcore morons I've ever met. They have infighting because of this wokey woke stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, AJ, I know what you're talking about. There, back when I was a kid, I remember seeing.
I thought you were going to say back when you were a vegan.
Well,
like, oh snap! Whoa! My image of you is totally blown.
No. Back in the mid 2000s and even early 2010s, I would see a lot of the atheists that I would see were very middle, like logical. Now, that shift.
Horsemen. Yeah, the four horsemen.
The shift now. I know. I've seen there is a split. There's but that's how the left works. They end up eating themselves, and now the logical, basically the logical left are now right.
Yeah.
I remember
it's again, I'm Christian, but I used to follow that community because they were kind of like in the beginning, they were part of the vanguard against what's happening now against PC culture. And so you had they call them the Four Horsemen: Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens.
Yeah, those guys. I love those guys.
Yeah, like and what happened was the radical feminists infiltrated it, and they created a separate movement called the Atheist Plus movement.
Yes.
And basically it was about atheism and feminism and some other crazy stuff was going on. And they basically lobbed attacks at the main icons of the movement. And after that happened, it literally just went away. Like I haven't seen anything from any of the main icons in like the past few years. The whole thing, it's culture. It's a virus. The reason why I asked, hey, who was the face of the ones who lobbed the complaints, the response to what's going on? And it's because it's the women. The women are the ones who are using it as a method.
What's funny is that one show that I've been watching for years, all the women left. All the female hosts left.
What show?
They were the ones who left. Oh, that's the atheist experience. I've been watching them since like 2006 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they've been on since the 90s on public access and now online. And I want to say 2017 or 18, the whole organization split and all the female hosts left, all because they were like, we are not dealing with anti-transformer, blah blah blah. Like, what is this? Like, what does this have to do with any type of religious anything? And what I'm
you said the you said the women were the one that were complaining about the Transformers stuff.
I don't know who complained. I just know that the female host left. There was multiple female hosts, and they all left. And now, if you call into the show or whatever, and you do it like a little call in, they have everyone's pronouns and all this foolishness on there. They're now.
AJ, from my perspective, I see no difference between the atheists and the pro Transformers. They were all against the nuclear family. They were all against traditionalism.
That isn't true. That is not true.
No. This my point from. I'm a Christian, and this has always been my point of what I've always saw from that community.
No.
And I'm like in my mid-30s, and this is what I've always seen from that community. And so I saw them in the 2000s. They were all against tradition. They were all against nuclear family, and so the slippery slope was going this way, whether they liked it or not. Yeah. And so they hitched your wagon. Hold on.
First of all,
can I just finish? I just would like to finish. And like I said, maybe not all of them, but I would say the vast majority of them were kind of anti, because nuclear family has to exist around religion, because religion provides morals. There's no way that you cannot have morals without religion.
Stop. Okay. This is just what you're saying is false, because I live my life, and what you're. I'm saying we can agree to disagree. What I'm saying is the fact that we're all pro male. We can agree on a lot of things despite our worldviews, but as a person that looks at statistics and logic and reason and sees what the nuclear family represents beneficially for society, you have to believe in the nuclear family.
Well,
because
AJ,
there's just hold on. Listen. And you're acting like that. Like
was that the entire movement though? Was it entire atheist movement analytical and really?
Can I step in real quick? I think AJ. I think what he's trying to say is, I think he's trying to say that from my perspective, from what I'm reading from Will, is that it's not necessarily they were attacking the family per se, but the basic principles in the belief in the Bible or the Quran or the Torah that open up the doorway for them to be like, hey,
yes,
now the more radical ones are going to come in.
When you challenge a structure and you say, I don't like Christianity, and you say you want to replace it, well, you're not going to replace it with a more non-Christianity. And so a lot of atheists, they challenge Christianity.
No, they don't.
Okay, I just want to finish one point.
Hold on.
Okay, I want to hear what you have to say.
Listen, because
I'm listening.
Three large points that I have to talk about. Number one, they aren't challenging Christianity at all. If you are an atheist, if someone asks you, do you believe in God? You say anything other than yes, you are an atheist. That's it. There is no challenging anything. I have friends of mine. I know people I've talked to at all the media, whatever. They don't challenge anything. They say, look, a lot of times we just want to be not done. So
let me put a rebuttal to that.
It's
AJ's channel. Let him talk.
Hold on, just don't make it to where you assume that if a person has a non-belief that they are doing what people who are religious do, where they adopt a worldview or beliefs, right? Well, that's not what's entailed in this whole thing. Now, there are those that choose to say, look, like separation of church and state is their goal, yes. But in general, right? In the same way that there's Christians who say, oh, we're Christians, but then they're single moms and all this other foolishness, right? You wouldn't say that, well, they're trying to embody my Christian values. What I'm saying is that, look, people say and do things based on what they want to do, regardless of what their religion is. Okay, there's a lot of people in jail who were Christians and claim that they believe all the same stuff Tactical and Will do. And you guys would be like, no, you're not. And it's not up to me to tell them that they aren't a believer or a Christian and tell them what they're trying to do, right? So what I'm saying is, more than anything else, as when I was active in that whole community, is saying we don't live in a vacuum. Your beliefs inform your actions. So it's not fair that there's people out there that think that their beliefs matter more than everyone else's, and that they should legislate things over other people's rights. That's what most people were saying and that they're wanting to do. But don't pigeonhole and say that they're challenging Christianity. You can't challenge something that you don't believe in.
Yeah,
it's strange
those are
that
facts.
it's strange that
I listen.
If you so I keep bringing up. So the thing is, agreed. You're correct, right?
Yeah.
The thing about that is the country, the pillar of the country, right? It's in a sense Judeo-Christian or not necessarily Judeo-Christian, but
Protestant.
Basically, the structure of the country in and of itself is based around those principles, right? The atheist
Which
community, from what I've seen, fundamentally, I don't want to say attacks religion, but the principles based on religion that guide the commonplace person's life in general. So
yes, because most people don't really live by those principles.
But it's the point is the reason why we're having a lot of these problems now is because of social decay. The religious foundations of the country, on top of Judaism, Islam, and stuff like that, provided those structures by which, if you keep breaking those rules that are set, you are punished. Ergo, you do not break the rules, and the country does not decay. It opened up the doorway. It opened up the doorway so that all of the other degenerate stuff started to take hold.
Well, I guess what I see.
Can I ask you this? Can I ask just one question?
What?
Have you ever seen a society that's moral and not religious? Any society through all time of history.
Norway, Denmark.
No, they're all
Iceland.
majority Christians. They're all majority Christians.
98%. No.
No. They were.
Look.
I know the history.
But look. No. They might be. Listen. But either way, this is not okay. This I will pull up the stats next week when we talk about the rise in Christians. But look at the statistics of Scandinavia, Norway. It's crazy because they have a national church, but they're 98% non-believers. They don't believe anything. You guys remember Oprah? Oprah went to like Norway and was like talking about religion, and then the guy goes, "Oh no, you know like 98% of this."
Okay, stats show me that Sweden 64% is Christian. So and Norway is majority Christian still also.
No, they're not.
I don't know.
Either way, what I'm saying is
68%. The majority are Christian in Norway. So I don't know what you're talking about now.
Countries when you look at it, because I have nothing against.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
what I'm saying is this: why is it that
I just want one society that has ever succeeded without religion.
Hold on,
making a point.
If religion was the one moral compass that really determine things, why is it that we see in the black church people that claim to be religious now? What is it full of? Baby mamas and gay dudes and everyone banging and clanging and pumping and jumping.
Ran by pimps.
Ran by pimps.
Okay.
He said banging and
If
clanging.
you've ever
Come on now, man. Come on. You're acting like if what you're saying is right, every single Christian in America, there would be no crime in these areas. The black community who claims to be the most
they're the most Christian
religious would be better than everyone else.
Well, the problem is there's no enforcement of the rules. There has to be punishment.
What's the point?
You break the rules, you get
can
your
I-
ass beat. That's
Okay,
the
can I
reason
say
why.
this to Jay? In the 50s, the black church was infiltrated by communists who took over and hold of the black church. The black church is no longer, they don't follow Christianity. They follow secularism.
But now you're doing the whole no true Christian thing, right?
No, I don't
Who are you
wanna
to
say-
tell them? No, who are you to tell them that they aren't Christians? Because maybe they might tell you aren't Christian.
Well, he will.
So
does
now
have
we're
a
stuck.
point. There's this
Now
book
we're
called
stuck.
Color. There's this book called Color, Communism, and Common Sense.
Yeah.
Written by it was a black guy. I forgot his name. And actually, what is this guy's name? Damn. Basically, there's this dude. He's on the alternative media circuit. And he did a video like 30 plus years ago, or something like that. And he talked about, he was reading passages from the book, and in the book it talked about how the communism, as it was back then, what they would do is they would infiltrate the churches and like PTA meetings, schools, academia, and they would start to slowly change and erode like the foundations of the religion itself from the inside. Like what he's talking about is legitimately true. That's partly the reason why a lot of stuff we see now, as far as not even just the black church, but churches in general, why you're starting to see the degradation, why you're starting to see the transformers and the pastors and priests with the rainbow colored sashes and all that stuff, because
Revelations has talked about this. The false prophets. There's going to be people who come in my name, and they're going to spread the false.
We're having a religious conversation. I think we should move it along.
Yeah, what I am saying is this: if to me, if the church is this so easily manipulated, what good is it then? From my perspective,
easily manipulated at all. It took hundreds of years of manipulation.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if the word of God is eternal and true and shall never change, right? And there's an all-knowing, all-powerful being that wants to know what the word is and what the gospel is. How is it that transformers from all of this foolishness converted to the point of where?
Because it's humans at the end of the day.
Because the transformers transformed the church.
And what I'm saying is that my I'll wrap this up here. I know people that are good and bad, that are religious and not religious. And it seems to me like everyone that's successful, that's a good person, has the same background, regardless of what their religion is. Of if they're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, not religious, or whatever. So look at the people that are the most successful: Asians, Jewish people, or whatever. Right? They commit the least amount of crimes.
Most heavily religious societies, just to say.
Well, but they're not your religion now.
But they're still religious. I'm saying religion is the foundation of a moral society.
And a lot of people are Buddhists, and Buddhists are atheists.
That's still religion.
So what I'm saying is,
I think we're getting carried away.
But all in all, I will clean this here. And religion's never really been a topic on this channel, other than the fact that women use religion to disqualify men now and to control men now, which is why I do that rise of Christian feminism all the time. It's because right now the Bible is being used as a weapon against men. And there's no reason why. I'm not even religious at all, but there's no reason why any man should ever go into a church that has a female pastor. Clown world.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why? Now, do you see how with all the disagreeing that we were doing, we can all agree on that one thing, and that's because we are all pro-male. Anyone with common sense knows that there's a certain set of ways to behave and to act that's good for society. It doesn't matter what you believe in, whatever. If you act in a certain way and you believe in certain things, then you can think that this is the way to go. Two parents, marry before you carry.
Yep.
No female police officers unless they're for crisis de-escalation. No women in combat.
Preach.
No female therapists. How about that?
Preach.
How about that?
Preach.
Clown world.
Hallelujah.
Absolute clown world. You know what I mean? It's just like my friend Alex, who's the pastor who comes on, right? He's so funny because he's like, dude, they can't cancel me, so I say whatever the hell I want. He's It's like I like to see you try and fire me from my job, right? Anyways, but we agree. We never really like go at each other about our beliefs because what's going on in society where the gender that is literally like I say this.
Destroying society.
Men are the horse pulling the cart. Women are sitting in the cart, and then every now and then the horse has to turn and go, "Wow, this is really hard, isn't it?" And the women in the cart's like, "Man, wow, this is so hard, Mr. Horse. You have to make this easier. The horse is pulling the damn cart." You know what I'm saying? It just drives me absolutely insane. And all men of all colors, creeds, and religions need to understand that.
Preach, AJ, preach.
Without us, everything screeches to a halt.
Yeah.
And what these women in Iceland, in Spain, and all these women's marches and all this stuff proves is that in the end, we don't need them. Men have been on our own. The Roman legions and the African tribes who are out there at war, you know what I mean, marching for months and months at a time, years. It was just dudes out there trying to live and survive. Men don't need women to survive. We don't. And when asked, well, so what do you bring to a guy? It's always some nebulous. Like I said, I can talk life into him, and I can be his support and be his backbone. As if you're the thing.
Nothing tangible.
Tangible. Yeah. Here's the thing. Well, I think that Bill Gates, without his wife, he wouldn't be successful. Are you crazy?
I've heard people say that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you insane? People honestly think that rich and powerful men would not have been rich and powerful if they didn't have some broad in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Gentlemen, it's gonna come to an end, and that's when the reset happens. Like all this stuff we're talking about, like we're beyond the point of reasoning and rationalizing with them. You already see the complaints, right? How come men don't approach us? How come men don't talk to me? How come men don't do this? How come men don't do that? Oh, we got the Transformers in our sports. I can't go to the female bathroom because I got this. You see the complaints now, but they're not going to put two and two together. They're not going to. There has to be a reset. There has to be a collapse.
The issue with America, though, is America's very reactionary. Right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
America needs a Pearl Harbor or something.
9/11.
That's what I'm talking about.
So what I'm saying is that what's going to happen is that it's going to have to go so far to one way that it's going to swing all the way back the other way. And people think, I don't know if it's going to be like a recession or like even worse than what we're in now. Right, but something's gonna happen, and like I said, all of us guys, we're gonna be just fine, just like we always are.
Yep, it's gonna be a collapse. It's gonna be a collapse. That's I'll be going on some of these channels and talking to. I'll be in the quote unquote the white alternative media prepper community. I go to the black. I think I had this conversation with you, Chris, in one of your channels or one of conversations, and I'll be on the black manosphere, quote unquote, and they keep talking about the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah. Well, you know who's even worse than those guys are those conscious community Egyptologist idiots, man. God, those guys are knuckleheads, man.
And it's like a lot of them are not. It's hard for me because like I come from the hood, and then I got out the hood, and then I ventured out into other quote unquote communities, and I acquired skills because I saw what's coming, and that's the main problem for me when we have these conversations, right? The radical feminism female angle, that's one thing. There's a bigger threat, in my opinion, that's coming, and we're not talking about.
Hold on, guys. I'll be back in a second. Hold on. All right, cool. Keep going.
Yeah, like we are not talking about. We know what the problem is. We know that at this current moment in time, we don't have a solution to wake the females up in regard to what they're doing. And then beyond that, there's greater forces at work that are trying to destroy us. And we are not talking about, we need to start networking. We need to start communicating with each other. We already do that to a certain extent, right? We talk about, hey, this is how you avoid divorce, snuggle struggle. That's what I call it. This is how you avoid your kids getting taken away. This is how you avoid alimony and extra child support. And this is how you avoid the workplace issues with dealing with certain types of people. That's one part of it. The other part of it is there's greater forces at work trying to mess with us. And we're not talking about, hey, we're not going to change these chicks' minds. They're already brainwashed, they're already done. They think nothing is going on. We know, we got the inkling, hey, something is going on beyond the women's stuff. Yeah. So I think we need to start going, hey, we need to start networking on like, boom, hey, what's the best places to like buy, to buy land, to prepare. What's the best
places to escape to, dog?
Yes, exactly. I mean? Hey, passport bros, big freaking thing. Smart idea, but they're just thinking about, hey, I'm going to another country to get a wife and whatever. Are you going to bring her back here? Are you going to become an expatriate?
But they're unknowingly they're saving themselves. They don't even realize it. Like it's even bigger than just finding a wife. Like once ish hits the fans, they're gonna be away, and that's technically, it might not be everybody's plan, but I think any man right now that's looking at this, you need to have some kind of escape plan. I know not every man can do it, but
escape plan to get out of the U.S.
Yeah, I think so. I know it's a bit extreme. It's a bit extreme.
I just say, guys, look, your escape plan is to set yourself up to where nothing affects you, short of us getting invaded by a foreign power. My life is going to be just fine, and plus, I'm too old to get drafted. So I'm fine, guys. I'm telling you, look at how the Asians do it. That's a reason why Asians don't care about who gets elected, because they're financially immune. They don't care.
And their culture is insulated.
Too, move to a red state. I live in the DMV, but I'm moving down south next year. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of that's not gonna So there's 2 points. Number one, like we agreed, but we need. I think people need more of a specific plan. Like, hey, are we all as a dispersed population of red pill dudes? Do we have a similar plan? Meaning, hey, what's the best way that we all can ride out the storm collectively? Meaning, do we all buy land? Do we all start a homestead? Do we all start stockpiling supplies, quote unquote, pew-pews and freedom seeds?
I don't even think that it needs to be that. Get yourself in a job field where, like I said, it's mostly men, or you work from home and you make enough money to where you, like I said, and you're so essential that you probably won't get fired, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then, like I said, just chill. I work from home. I get paid good. My retirement is good. I can go wherever the hell I want and do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? And all of us have the ability to do so, right? Yeah. It's just look like you have to. All of my friends that are in IT, that are engineers, all these, they're all guys. They don't worry about a lot of the political stuff. And even then, even with all this foolishness, and this is the thing that all these wokey say. They say, "Oh, I hate America. I am one patriotic dude." There's no better place in the world to be anything, black, transformer, whatever, than in the U.S. Black, Christian, Muslim, whatever. You are better off being that here in America than anywhere else in the world. Fight me. Now, what I'm saying is that it's a big,
I can agree with
country, and you can find places where you can just be left the hell alone. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying there.
So here's the thing, though, right? So I agree with you to a certain extent, but I don't think people understand the full scope of like what's going on. if it was just a few states acting up on a national stage, it'd be like, yeah, whatever, just move to a red state. But if people are not understanding, hey, this stuff is spreading, this stupidity where people are leaving blue states, going to red states, and turning a red state into a purple state, this is all part of a bigger plan. It's not as easy as just like, I'm going to go to a red state. It really isn't that easy. Before, I would have thought that way. But now it's kind of like this contagion, this virus is spreading everywhere. The only difference is the rate of infection. That's the reason why a lot of people in the quote unquote the prepper community, the alternative media community, their mindset is really like, before it was people would come to the United States to escape whatever craziness is going on in their country, right? Communism, civil war, whatever the hell it is. But now the mindset is, yo, something is going on with the country politically that it's making it very dangerous for people all over. Yes, you can go to a red state. Yes, you can be like, hey, I'm going to practice my Second Amendment rights and my freedom of speech and all that stuff. But this virus is spreading even to those states. That's the point. It's not just as easy as just, I'm going to go to a red state and that's just it.
Well, like I said, I'm not having any kids. So I'm not worried about that. All you guys who want to have kids, I'd be scared, right? But all in all, because I remember when I used to live in Texas and all that, man, or like I lived in rural Pennsylvania, okay, like the middle of Pennsylvania,
Lancaster,
Kentucky, no, north of that, in Hershey.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You guys think that where everyone's married, everyone's having kids, you know what I mean? Dudes are blue collar dudes, all of that. You know what I'm saying? They've never even heard of half the stuff we're talking about now because they're out there. Straight up, dude, I was shocked. You want to go back in time by 40 years, go to Lancaster, go to friggin' Hershey, go to Palmyra, you know what I'm saying? Or go to friggin' where else have I lived out in the middle of nowhere? Go to Beaumont, Texas, out in the middle of nowhere. Tyler, anywhere in Wyoming, man, it's crazy. But I guess I think that all in all, people, there's still you got to make your own like kind of bubble around yourself. So, for instance, I know guys tactical. My dad's army buddies. Some of them did buy land and like live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
they live in Montana, and they're just chilling. They are left alone. You know what I mean? They built their house. You have a nice place. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is off the grid, solar panels and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And he's left alone. You know. Or what's crazy is, if you go to like a state like Utah, right? Like they don't believe in any of this foolishness because they're all Mormons and all, but like they are conservative. They don't believe in any of this stuff. You will not catch a drag queen story hour in Salt Lake City, Utah. You won't see it. So it's just all about what you want to do, and you want to see. It's all about how far do you want to go for your beliefs, right? Because you look at the Amish. The Amish have gone the farthest that they need to go to live how they want to live and be left the hell alone.
Yeah, those dudes are like apocalypse proof.
Straight up, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, guys, on it. I think though that once again, this is one big trick that these women are playing on themselves. And I think that it's a small group of men that are using the government and women to as redistribution of wealth. Okay, and women don't realize that they're being scammed. They're being fooled, right? But here's the thing: men are not having it. This is why I'm uncharacteristically optimistic. It's because men nowadays there's less and less simps than ever, right? You have 14-year-olds talking about red pill points, right? So there's less and less simps every day, and there's more and more women every day that are saying, "Where are all the good men?" Yada yada yada. And what's even better is, I think it was Chris said that we have 45-year-old women that are competing for the same men as 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
55-year-old women.
yes.
This is the first time in history where Generation X, Millennials, and Gen Z, 3 generations of women are competing for the same men.
Yeah, it's insane. Especially when you put it like that, it's exactly what's happening.
Yep. And these chicks get divorced. I have to say that's my favorite thing to watch on TikTok, are all these old divorced chicks that thought that they were going to divorce their husbands, and that the grass is greener on the other side, and then they figure out there's no grass at all over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None.
But when you're gonna meet, do you think they're gonna hit critical mass where they all collectively like,
yes,
oh my God, what did we do?
I think that men things is always the long game, because I did that video on those millions of men dropping out of the workforce, right? And there was a video that I looked at where Orange Man and Obama did insourcing tax credits. So if you manufacture in America, you will get tax breaks. They interviewed this guy. He owned like a microchip factory or whatever in New Jersey. He was saying, "Well, I can't even find anyone to work my jobs."
Really? Oh.
Men are not having it. Yeah, they're not. Hold on. Let me do this quick. Millions of men dropping out of the workforce. Let's see.
And what's the beautiful part about men doing this is it's even exposing the conservative side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because basically they're like, the reason why I have a problem with guys like Jordan Peterson sometimes, and some of those people on that side, is they're basically still telling men to go back to the plantation.
Yes.
When they have changed no laws and they haven't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and what will happen is this, and this is why the whole religious thing, that I try and make this channel
secular.
No, not secular.
Just open.
It's open because people like Jordan Peterson, and he makes great points, but then he uses the religion as a shaming tactic to get men to do what he thinks that they should do, and that's cater to women and not exercise his choice. Yeah, when he says take responsibility, I love Jordan Peterson. Don't get me wrong, but
he's
he says take responsibility. He's saying take responsibility for women and children and all this other crap. Red pill.
I think he
about choice.
I think he uses. So yeah, I agree with you on that part. Like I think he suffers from the same thing that what do you call it, Ben Shapiro and the rest of the others.
Yeah, and that's what irks me is those guys try and corner religion. They try and corner religion and represent hold on, and represent someone like you and William. That's my problem.
But the thing is, I think Jordan Peterson is a little bit different from Ben Shapiro and others like him, like the other guys from Daily Wire, right? So I think Jordan Peterson isn't religious, but he talks about the mythos of like Christianity and Islam and the rest of the stuff, where it's not necessarily the belief in a God, but it's the ethical aspects of like why you do shit. I agree with you to a certain extent. I think those guys, they're just too disconnected from the current environment and what's going on.
But the reason why is because, like I said, we call them tradcons because they are using that quote unquote Christian traditionalism, right? And not understanding that, look, dude,
it's not working.
It's not working. And that's why people like you, me, Chris, William, my friend Alex, who's a married Christian pastor with 3 kids, he agrees with a lot of our points. We have different backgrounds, different worldviews, different views on religion, but we can all come to a consensus that men need to be what Jordan Peterson says about being a man. You need to be assertive, all these things. And then he said, what did he say about being dangerous?
Be a beast, be a monster, and then learn how to control it.
But what there's also in doing that is when you're taking responsibility for yourself, your actions, and your ability to decide what you want to do with your life. And these tradcons that try and say that they represent Christians and Christendom, oftentimes there's young Christian men that are saying, dude, Tucker Carlson can kiss my ass. Ben Shapiro can kiss my butt. You know what I'm saying? What is this? You're trying to shame me because I want to go out and maybe bang some chicks every now and then, or I want to go and just like play Xbox, or maybe I don't want to get married, or maybe I don't want to have any kids, or whatever. You're trying to shame me like you know better.
But is he talking to those men, or is he talking to the everyday dude that either is religious and uses that as a foundation, or who might not necessarily be religious, but they do want to have kids and start a family and do stuff like that?
They're trying to talk to all men. Tradcons honestly believe, and Chris, back me up because you are the bane of Tradcons. Right? They think that they should have the pro male market or the red pill market down pat. They think that it belongs to them.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't stand it. Yeah.
They think they're a red pill, but they're not. They're like, they think they're doing it. The tradcons have this thing, this savior complex.
Yeah,
I like to call it. They think they're doing things the absolute right way, and they basically tear down guys like the MGTOWs, right? SYSBM, or how about this? What the tradcons do, you know what they do, and I've been noticing this trend now. They've been ripping on the most picked on group, the incels.
But that's everybody though.
Exactly. So exactly, they don't realize they're just bigger bullies.
Yeah, and they use a lot of the same shaming tactics that women use. Exactly. A real man would do this. A real man would do that. A real man. Who are you? Who are you? You think that because you can quote some Bible verses or whatever, and you're like Steven Crowder, where you're like, well, my wife and I, we waited until marriage to have sex, and the heavens opened and the cherub sang, Scooby-Doo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Steve Crowder's getting his wake-up call right now, and
now he's getting red-pilled. All I'm saying is, choice. That's all it is. But before we log off, look, Carla Trotman, CEO of Electrosoft, a company in Philly that makes circuit boards, says that she wishes 45 people work there, but she only has 30. She can't find people to fill the roles, costing her company $5 million in top-line revenue. She suspects that some people may be sitting out because of the recent change in how many people look at work. She says, I think that it's about fulfillment. I think that it's about culture. I think people really want to feel as though they're appreciated. That is women's think. Men don't have to feel appreciated. We just need to get paid. And this whole thing's about how there's more than 770,000 manufacturing jobs are open right now, at least according to the federal count. That number has surged in recent years as companies try and reinvest in American-made products. What I'm saying is men are checking out. How are non-working men 25 to 54 spending their time? Excuse me. Sorry. Nearly 7 hours each day are dedicated to leisure time. So men are going on strike. And if men go on strike, society is doomed, man.
Yeah,
we're doomed, Man, but
yeah.
Tactical. I just want to say, really, we agree on like probably 98% of everything. That other 2% is probably like, I just don't believe in any type of religion, right? But that shows really that the morals that keep people be wanting to improve usually can, by just agreeing to disagree and focusing on the real and being men, that transcends all of that. But what drives me crazy, and this is new, Chris, back me up here, that does drive me nuts because I hadn't considered this before. Tradcons do try and speak for all Christians. Charlie Kirk and Crowder and all of them. I wonder what would happen if like Tactical was talking to one of those doofuses, right?
No, it would not be a good day.
Oh, Robert, so you aren't a real Christian or whatever. It's like, wait a minute, who are you to say that?
It would not be a good day. I remember watching the Tim Cash show, and Tim, he had he had Fresh and Fit on. And they were like there was two dudes, like a TradCon basically, and another guy, and they were going back and forth. And the dudes is like, literally, it was basically y'all just have to be better, you have to search and blah blah blah. And Fresh and Fit looking at him like, yo, dude, it's not the way you think out in these streets. Like, just because you are traditional and this and that, it's not gonna change. They was literally like, these women are not the same ones that were around 20, 30 years ago. These women are completely different. The dynamic is completely different. And their whole focus was when Fresh and Fit said, hey, like the rules that he sets for how do you get good with women and become successful. You go to the gym, you focus on your career, you have to have at least 60 like 50 bedroom adventures with women before you decide to get married. He was setting the rules for what you should do before you get married. And the dude only can focus on, like, do you have to sleep with 50 some odd women, blah blah blah, not understanding the real point is to be in relationships so you can understand the dynamics between men and women.
Well,
it would be the same way with me. Like if I was sitting there talking to like a Ben Shapiro or whoever the hell it is, it's kind of like they don't understand the environment is completely different. They don't.
Well,
get
the thing is like there's certain things that tradcons don't like because they think that the tradcon mindset and simping, there's a thin line. The pedestalization of women and tradconning is there's a thin line. Right? Because I understand honor your wife and all, but you can't pedestalize women, right? And real traditional men understand, like the whole saying you're on your purpose and all these other things. Like a lot of tradcon men think that's like they would say that that's disrespecting women, or even or how a lot of tradcons pointing out the fact that the whole 80-20 rule and how women are more promiscuous than men, and even here, I'll sum it up. If you actually do say the negative statistics about women, the actual true statistics that show that women can be pieces of trash and men can be pieces of trash, they just won't believe you. Because they have that traditional mindset that sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yeah, they'll defer to women. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the most dangerous part about the tradcon thing. Is using the Bible to get men to simp when the Bible itself is one of the most quote unquote patriarchal but anti-simp documents there is. You know what I mean? How?
Yeah, like the main problem is punishment. We don't have shaming anymore. We don't have
not at all.
We don't have whippings. We don't have you're getting ostracized from the community.
Wait. He said whippings.
I'm being think about it. What good is a rule? What good is a rule if there isn't any punishment that goes behind breaking that rule? Yeah. And I think that's the main problem. Look at even the stuff we're talking about in regards to women specifically, right?
Yeah. No accountability and no punishment at all. None.
Because there's no punishment. You look at all these other countries. I remember, kind of like a segue. There was a couple of videos in the Black manosphere that talked about how women are becoming a passport cis or whatever, and they're going to these African countries, and they're coming back crying because they try to get an African brother from one of these countries over there, and they come back and they get their behinds whooped for popping off. And it was like, for real. It's like, yes, because they don't play.
Tactical. They had a girl, and I'm gonna try and find the video. And this girl, she was like, this British black girl. She goes, I was just in Africa, and she was in Senegal.
You talking about when she was the cab driver? Like she got out the car,
out the cab, and the military car almost hit her. She kicked the car, and the military police is like, Madam, what are you doing to my car?
And she started popping. She
started popping out, and she like pushed him. Yo, she said he pushed me to the floor, and he proceeded to pummel me.
Yeah, like
that's how
now,
it works.
I'm not saying that like that.
Drop a like on the stream, guys.
Yeah, I'm saying like that punishment that like even when we're talking about women and in general, there isn't any consequences or legitimate punishment for breaking the rules. That's why things, in my opinion, are falling apart. Regardless of whether or not we talk about religion or social systems or whatever, there has to be legitimate punishment. Even if go beyond that, let's talk about the BLM and all of the crime going up and the police. You know what I'm talking about? Like the defund the police, and you see all the robberies going up in the blue cities because they decided to get these DAs. That's mainly what the problem is.
Yeah,
it's because there's no punishment and there's no consequences for a lot of stuff people are doing. But
yeah,
that's pretty much my opinion.
Ultimately, though, I think that we'll have to do the Christian feminism thing, and what I'll do is we will have a discussion on tradcons, because I'm interested to see what my friend Alex says, because Alex is out of the loop. He's not really on social media. He has a church to run. He has kids to raise. You know what I'm saying? So Chris, do you remember we would share stories?
Oh yeah, he was baffled.
He'd be like, "Whoa, no way!" You know what I'm saying?
You had another live stream he was on, or
yeah. He's been up. We've had 3 of them so far.
Oh, hell.
And
what's the title of the video?
So look in my lives section.
Was it the Witchcraft one, or?
Yeah, the second one we were talking about the rise in Christian feminism and the fact that witchcraft is the fastest growing religion with young women today. Growing religion.
Damn, see, they even
here we go.
Going back to their true father. And,
here we go. And then, and here's the thing. Look, come on. There it is. The U.S. witch population has seen an astronomical rise. Why teens are attracted to Wicca. Why paganism and witchcraft are... Now, here's the thing, guys. Hold on. I'm giving you this from an atheistic standpoint. Okay, this is from a non-believer standpoint. Okay, what you believe informs your actions. Okay. So you don't live in a vacuum, okay?
Yo, facts. Facts.
All this paganism stuff and witchcraft, the beliefs themselves do not promote ideals that are good for society. Period.
Are you saying
that? What's that?
Are you saying that, or
I'm saying that? Yeah, you look at what they actually believe in, right? And what they say, what they believe to be societal norms. It's not good for society. Even a person that's not. I look at it from an ideological standpoint. No, And another thing too is, why do women go to witchcraft from Christianity, Islam, even something like a secular humanism that's not a religion but a set of ideas, because that structure, because that's something that you can be held accountable to.
Yeah, but with witchcraft
is,
and Wiccan, a lot of the stuff that they do does not conform to like the normal, like,
not at all.
If you cheat on your sexual freedom versus sexual restraint. Using chicken bones and quartz ruby to cast spells, and like it's the illogical aspect of their belief in to affect change, basically.
But all it is saying, well, if I say that I'm a Christian, it means that I need to act this way and live by these certain sets of principles. But a lot of modern women in 304s, they say principles.
How dare you?
Living by an objective standard.
How dare you?
Accountability.
How dare you?
Yo, y'all about to make me get my witch hunting.
And that's honestly why, like the word to describe these modern women, what they believe in is nebulousness. They don't want anything to mean anything. They don't want anything to stand for anything. They want everything just to be up in the air, and that's what that's what this witchcraft stuff is.
Because it allows them to turn it into whatever they want, given the
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly. Yeah. So, guys, I will let you guys know we might start next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that way Alex can jump on. But if there's anything that you want to bring to share, go for it, and we can share the screen. You can read the articles or whatever. But we're going to talk about this Christian feminism foolishness, right? And then trad cons too, and like what the trad cons as far as like the whole religious bent and how it comes. Now, this is not exactly like a preaching thing. It's just saying like, look, like, so for instance, Tactical, you are a Christian, but you know that there's certain trad con foolishness as a red pill guy that's like antithetical to like being a successful man. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. And that's why hearing someone like you speak on this is going to be a good thing. Plus, we're all black, so coming from the black culture where baby moms that have tattoos and 8 kids by freaking 10 different dudes claim to be the most religious and Bible thump. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Born again
exactly.
virgins. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but yeah, guys. Ultimately, closing words, Chris, and then Tactical.
Man, I'll say this, man. It's a never-ending battle. You know what I mean? But I think there's a lot of solutions still out there. That AJ, you brought like 2 solutions. Tack, you brought like 2 yourselves. But it's whatever path. My solution, unfortunately, it's probably not feasible in terms of running away and stuff like that. But I think that when you're seeing there's when you see these people out here, they're marching. It's when I see women marching like this, they're trolling, in my opinion. They have too much time on their hands, and
what can they do if a whole group of men showed up with bats?
But it's not. It's like
Chris. It's over. The march is over.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying they know this. That's why I'm saying like they're trolling. Like when I see like for example, like how like these new interviewers, these new YouTube interviews, they go on the streets. Hey, yo, what's your buddy count? And then or how much you want your man to make? And really the answers that they give, they're just trolling, because at the end of the day, they all have fornicated with like an unemployed Pookie, so they don't really know what to pick.
With nug. Yep.
So unfortunately, we let the cat out the bag. We've let it gone too far. So, like Tactical said, we just gotta wait for the reset to come.
Isn't
I don't know
this
what the reset's gonna
so
happen.
indicative of FNS to this day? Just
the hell?
blindfolded.
The hell is this?
They're trolling, dog.
They're
They
doing
trolling.
some feminist song or whatever.
Are they blindfolded because they don't want to look at each other because they know they're that?
I don't know, but isn't this just indicative of the women's movement?
Look at this gypsy over there. What the hell? You see that one? Watch when they get a watch shot.
Look at this.
All right.
Do you guys watch the Corey Holcomb 5150 show on Tuesdays?
Yes, that man is a savage.
Parts of it.
Oh,
that man
okay.
is a savage. Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay, so he had his show earlier this week, and he basically he finally talked about the feminist movement. He basically just said, let's be honest about this. The feminist movement is just the 304s that didn't get chose, and they're just taking it out on everybody
Yes,
else.
socialism. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that they didn't get chosen. They're angry that there's women that are just born pretty. They're born pretty and they have it easy. And like, wait, that's the craziest thing about this feminism foolishness. I know girls that were born pretty that could have had their whole life on a platter, but then I'm more than my looks. No, you're not. What point are you trying to prove? You're making your life harder.
Lori Harvey.
Yeah.
Harvey's the perfect example for this. She's literally to be engaged to a superstar soccer player at age 20. She said, that's not good enough. Then you go to all these people after already being with Diddy and his son, and you go to Memphis Depay and get engaged to Memphis Depay at age 20, and then you I don't want to do that anymore. And then you go to Michael B. Jordan. He wants to take you seriously. And then I'm like, what are you doing? What are you like? God has literally given her everything. Pretty, skinny. The powerful people want to put a ring on her finger, and she's just like, no,
guys,
she's making life hard for herself.
Look, so that they get pulled over, they have weed in the car. Look, the guy gets out of the car just fine.
I have to pay half of my.
Now, how much do you think that the girl gets out of the car?
And I smelled marijuana when I walked up.
I thought that's not.
Are you gonna get out?
Well, can I ask you a question though?
Yes, I have probable cause to search your car now.
But in Florida, that's not a reason.
Step out.
Okay.
Step out.
Wait, are they in Florida?
They never ever comply, and at least homeboy was in the car, because if he wasn't, Lord knows,
Here I come to save the day.
he would probably try and save her. Chris, Tactical, were you guys there for that 5 and 304s where that one guy who's like, "Don't arrest her, man, take her out of the car"? Did you see that?
No.
He was the biggest simp that I've ever seen in my entire life. The hotel staff called the cops because she was punching him in the face, beating him up. And then he's so like, "Don't arrest her, man. What are you doing? Don't touch her like that." And the cop's like, "If you come near us again, you will take me instead." Clown world. So, but anyways, Tactical, any closing words?
Yes, just like y'all gentlemen said, it's a never-ending battle. The objective goal is to restore balance to the force.
I've asked you
Right now, we are unbalanced. One side has too much power legally, socially, economically, at the risk of sounding like the radical feminists, but that's true. And to a greater extent, we are dealing with far greater forces, in my opinion, that mean to do us harm, and they are using the women to do it.
Yep.
Watch yourselves, gentlemen. Prepare yourselves. Network. Organize with your boys, your friends. You see your friend, your male friend, about to do something stupid, pull them to the side. Let them know what the game is and what's up. And that way we'll make it through this next transition about what's coming. That's all I got to say.
This is the car accident one here. This is the girl. Guess what kind of car she drives? An Altima.
Nissan. I was about to say Nissan.
Yeah.
Altima.
All right, you guys. I'll see you guys Thursday for 50 and 304s. Chris, please drop the link to your channel. Check out my other channel, guys. That's 50 and 304s. Yeah, guys. And that's it for this one. Thanks, guys.
All right, gentlemen. Take care. Peace.